it's Friday. Welcome to yet another exciting edition of Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. I am Nanatufo Boateng. Now, there's a lot that we're bringing you on the show, and for that same reason, I cannot do the show alone. All right? The two giants, one male, one female. Charlie, both endowed, both knowledgeable. You know, both excited, both with a lot of information for you. Here comes Chris Carter!
Hi, hello,
hello. Welcome, the one, the only, Philip Nilote.
From the blue corner. And from the red corner.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good morning, guys. How you doing?
Exciting one.
It's a good morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is a good morning.
From a previous day of solidarity on the floor, we are here standing to serve breakfast daily. Oh, but why are you laughing? It was solidarity on the floor.
It was
on
interesting.
The floor.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Literally on the floor.
And they walked all the way from Parliament to
members of Parliament,
Yoko.
Our legislators, a group that boasts of some of the finest lawyers, couldn't secure bail for one of their members and decided to sit on the floor.
Yeah, but the reason is that, obviously you heard the reason yesterday.
Yeah, they have concerns with the bail conditions, which they think are biased and unfair and all that.
And they also said if they go ahead to actually meet that bill together, what will happen to the normal Ghanaian that doesn't have friends that will have, people to come together and put that sort of thing together?
It's this same group that went to court on an ex parte motion to have a Supreme Court empanel judges within the same day to give a ruling on a matter.
Yeah.
So but don't you think also maybe the argument to also be that the caliber of the person involved in this case and also what the government is saying that this individual, what has been leveled against him. Yesterday we saw the comment from the deputy attorney.
It was up until evening now we saw that, right?
Who came in to say that a number of things.
Have we seen any figures regarding say?
No.
Well, we haven't.
So what went into the valuation of the bill?
People are also arguing that a 50 million Ghana cedis bill is too much. You think so? Or you can say?
That's what I'm saying, that it's dependent on the figures involved. Okay, so you say you're holding him for fraud charges, money laundering charges. What are the figures involved? Then the public can have an informed conversation around him. For now, we can only conjecture, but that might lead us into trouble.
Yeah.
You get it. So maybe they can tell us, okay, he is alleged to have defrauded so-and-so institution, organization, or individual to a tune of so-and-so. Then we have an idea of what we're looking at. Okay, he's alleged to be involved in an international syndicate, blah, 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 which has been doing blah, blah, fencing, smuggling, laundering. Over the period, they have laundered this amount of, okay, then we have an idea.
I'm sure the details around this thing will be unfolding as the days go by. But like
let's
I keep
have proper communication. We don't live and sleep on Facebook.
I think that is one of the biggest problem with these people. I don't understand why you would have to go and put out an official statement on Facebook. Like, what's happening to the PR team, the communication team? What's happening? Like, are they not worried? No, because I feel like when you do that means your PR and communication team doesn't even have a job.
But maybe we are also using a social media handle to push these things.
No. Unless you are not sure of what it is and you're only coming to test the waters, engage the response of the general public.
So you think Dr. Stromsai's department, that is the AG's department, should have issued an official statement?
But weren't we here when the AG wanted to take on a Dubois, organized series of press conferences? Why couldn't same have been done in the Wuntumi case?
In the Wuntumi case. So actually the
man has spent what, 2 nights or 3 nights in the custody of
Dominic Aina should hold a press conference and explain into
anything to the public.
It's
not an AG investigation, it's an Iyoko investigation.
Maybe Iyoko doesn't want to come out with information now, wants to hold on till investigations are done.
Invited by the CID and he attended upon that invitation. Immediately after the first day of interrogation, the police CID department released a statement regarding why he had been invited.
And that he will come the next day at 3 p.m.
Thank you. Yeah. So where is the communication regarding his continuous detention at Yoko? Except for what we saw yesterday from Justice Stromsai. On social media, where is the official communication?
And he's actually slept there for 3 days.
This whole social media thing actually just reminds me of one person, Trump.
Anyways, guys, welcome. We have a lot coming your way this morning. But let's talk to you about the Agri Fair, all right? I'm in green, so you should know green is life. Green is food. And of course, on the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025, we're going to be bringing you the biggest sale and exhibition of fresh farm produce, fresh farm products, from poultry to livestock to crop, just name it. Agri inputs and agri equipment, all of that's going to be available for you at the Fua Sutherland Children's Park from the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025. If you're a farmer with fresh farm produce, if you're a livestock rearer, if you're a poultry farmer, you might just want to call the number 0205-973-973, 0205-973-973. If you're a player along the agri value chain, you also might want to be part of the Agri Fair 2025. So call the number 0205-973-973 and be part of the Agri Fair. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day from the 20th to the 22nd of June. I want to say thank you to our sponsors who are holding us down, giving us their support to be able to put together this groundbreaking event. And so this morning we want to say thank you to the Ghana Exim Bank. Thank you to Legacy Crop Improvement Center, LCIC. Thank you to DBG, Development Bank Ghana. Thank you so much. Continue to support innovative and, of course, impactful programming like this.
But like I always keep saying, that is the opportunity that we are bridging the gap between the farmers and also the people who are buying directly. You know that sometimes you would get the middleman, go and buy this produce and bring it in there. They put their cut on it, 5 cities, 10 cities, 20 cities.
Like we saw the previous administration try to do with the exhibition at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
And even there was also another one, Ofie Market, when we had the...
I think that was Equiapim South.
Exactly, that's Samir Oku's constituency. So the middlemen will go and buy this produce and take it to the markets to sell.
Right.
And within the hours of 2 to 3 hours, whatever they are selling at that market is done, then the people are now supposed to go to the main market to buy. But for this particular fair, we are not working with middlemen. So if you're a middleman, don't come. If you are a first man or a last man, make sure that you are part of the deal. We give you nothing but the best. But still in the month of June is the City Business Festival from 1st to 30th of June 2025. This is also an opportunity for you to learn a lot about business, what you need to do to promote your business now. We are in the social media field, a lot of AI stuff, and a lot of things you need to learn on the internet. Why not? You need to really broaden your horizon when it comes to how to really move your business to the next level. So this is the opportunity we are giving you as a business owner, somebody who wants to enter into business. If you really want to learn more about how to thrive in the business space and all that, this is the opportunity we are giving you to be part of the City Business Festival, which is happening from 1st to 30th of June 2025. And in there, you will learn a lot. 30 good days of learning on radio and learning on TV. We are so excited that we have our sponsors, APSA, MTN, Zonda, being part of this all-important festival that happens here on Channel 1 TV and also on City 97.3 FM. So make sure that you are part of this all-important month, the month of June, and make sure also that you learn a lot as a business owner or somebody who is trying to get into the business field.
Yeah.
You know, we will show you fake.
Yeah, and excitingly, what I like about the business festival, or the month of the business festival, you know, it also goes together with the Agri Fair. Yeah. So on the days of the Agri Fair, there's also going to be talks, like business talks, on how people can actually thrive in the agriculture industry, and if you want to get into business in the agriculture industry, so you better come. You don't want to miss any one of them. So just keep your ears glued to City 97.3 FM and Channel 1 TV for all the info and on-air series that will be happening throughout the City Business Festival.
Yes. So we've told you a lot. As I keep saying, you should make sure that you are part of Channel 1 TV and City FM in the month of June. Agri Fair is here for you in the month of June from 20th to 22nd of June 2025. It's the maiden edition, so you should be part of this event. I know Chris has indicated here that she has saved. She's doing susu for this.
Only the box it's about to burst. You see those coins?
Oh really? And you say you're buying a goat.
We'll be here now. Wait, we'll start with the coins first.
You say you buy a goat.
Goats, full one.
But Nana, for the goat, she's not going to chew alone.
Oh, of course not.
If I don't buy it,
you pion.
I'll pion. You know what pion is?
What's that?
It's just a way of getting missing or vanishing, so you run away from.
Just you are going to share vanishing act.
Because I know he'll be watching me buy the goat.
Anyway, exciting one there.
Yeah, you're still watching Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Let's now get into the newspapers and bring you some of the headlines that have made it to the front pages. I'll start off with the Herald newspaper. Larry Dogbe's The Herald. And he says, due diligence failure embarrasses Mahama government as presidency withdraws NHIA board nominee after fake doctor claims. Quite a mouthful. Due diligence failure embarrasses Mahama government as presidency withdraws NHIA board nominee after fake doctor claims. Wuntumi facing fraud, financial loss, and money laundering charges. That's according to the Deputy Attorney General. That's what we mentioned earlier. Chinese giant engages GIPC after $1 billion Achim gold mine acquisition. Ooh. It's a lot of money. Ibrahim Mahama seeks 10 million Ghana cedis from Bright Simmons for defamation. Charlie, we're quoting figures this morning. Yeah. NPA chief urges Africa to take charge of its energy future. And then you have irresponsible mining claims against Gold Board member denied. Irresponsible mining claims against Gold Board member denied. That's the Herald newspaper this morning.
All right, and on the front page of the Chronicle, closure and reopening of Ghana's U.S. Embassy is a shame, says Jinapor. Retired officers condemn attack on former IGP Patrick Echampong. And NIB intercepts 3,680 slabs of cannabis in Volta region. And we have a scripture reading here from Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to that.
The Ghanaian Point, Nana Tufu, I don't know if, or Chris, I don't know if you've seen the Auto Museum of Despite.
No, I've heard of it.
Check it out on on socials. It's really a beautiful
So is it
one.
an auto museum? Like it's
Cars.
it's open to the public?
Yes, I think they are commissioning it 1st of June, but strictly by invitation. Despite Auto Museum to be commissioned on June 1, Otumfuo said to the second to grace the occasion. This is on the front page of the Ghanaian Point. Also, ICAMS is the backbone of Ghana's modern trade system, Traders Group. National security intercept 2,129 smuggled cooking oil in major tax evasion bust. Also, Ibrahim Mahama sues Bright Simmons for 10 million Ghana cedis over defamation publication. That is on the front page of the Ghanaian Point.
Right.
All right, let's go into the news center. Minority MPs stage sit-down protest at Iyoko. You see, there is an interesting picture the news center has used. Yeah, what was that one?
But it's the reality of things.
Yes.
It's still the reality.
So you had all the male MPs seated on the bare floor.
Yeah.
And did you see Mama Pat?
Oh, she was in a plastic chair, comfortably
Where did she
seated.
get the plastic chair
no,
from?
because she's
Oh, of
wearing
course.
white.
No. Mama Pat
If
was
you are
in.
going to protest, you
She's
care what
wearing
you're
white.
Mama Pat.
Her trousers are white.
A protest is a protest. So
Really?
you dirty yourself for the protest.
No, Mama Pat was in black, all black.
Yes, but her pants were
Her pants are white.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she had a meeting after that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She still showed up.
Let me see the
That's the
picture
most
you are seeing
important
of Mama
thing.
Pat there.
You see, I
Because
get
the
worried
picture-
sometimes, but I mean, the minority is the minority.
Oh, so she actually changed.
She changed at some point.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Oh no, she's
No.
covering her leg.
Okay, it's
yeah,
towel.
Yes.
it's a towel.
It's
So
a
she's
towel.
covering her leg.
Because I saw it on TV
No, okay, so
yesterday.
it's understandable because she's wearing a short skirt. So
Yeah,
she
Mama
can't
Pat,
go
she actually
down,
can't sit on the
definitely,
floor.
Yeah.
She actually couldn't sit on
So
the floor
it's
yesterday.
understandable.
But we had some female MPs sitting on the floor yesterday.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Maybe they will be there today. You still in monetary events
The mighty
there.
minority.
Mighty minority.
Okay, so we had the MP staging a sit-down protest at Yoko yesterday, raising issue with the bill conditions set for the Ashanti Regional MPP chairman of the, MPP chairman, yes, Bernard Nkwibo-Esiakon, chairman won to me. That story is captured here on the front page of the news center. Then other story says timekeeping series dialogue. Women share secrets to work-life harmony. Season 7 of MTN Heroes of Change. Who went tonight? New Jubilee OCTP drillings to add over 14 million barrels. You have Dr. Nick Danso J sweeping 3 awards at CEO Summit. That's the News Center newspaper.
All right, and on the front page of the Inquisitor, we have MPP flag bearership race. Brian is confused.
Oh,
Yeah. You can find that
Inquisitor.
right on the Inquisitor.
You know, he set up an exploratory committee
Yes.
ahead of the MPP flag bearership race.
Right. So you can actually find that article on the Inquisitor. And we have MPP flag, no, I've read that one. Opoman turns muddy wound to me.
say Opomine. Opomine.
Opomine.
Yeah,
So I
Opomine.
must be here now.
Oh, it's
Opomine.
Opoman, but where this name originates from,
It is
you
Opomine.
have us
Opomine.
pronouncing it Opomine.
So which region is that?
Ashanti.
Ashanti
Oh,
region.
Opomine.
Opomine.
Opomine turns muddy wood to me. Africa must own its gas future, and that's by the NPA boss. And Nick Danso sweeps 3 awards at CEO Summit, and that's what we have on the front page of the Inquisitor.
The front page of the New Trust attempt to remove Chief Justice predicament or premeditated, that is it, premeditated, upon Nkrumah declares. And also Media Foundation for West Africa holds a 2-day training on illicit financial flows, progressive taxation for journalists in Ghana. Stop politicization of NALAG. Vice Chairman of NALAG urges politicians. And also minority MPs walk out of Parliament over harsh bill conditions for Chairman Wontumi. Dr. Brian Echampon forms exploratory committee ahead of NPP flag bearer slot.
But what's the exploratory committee supposed to do exactly?
Check in the
Basically
system.
engage with the grassroots, test the water,
To
test the water.
understand, yeah.
his strengths
Yeah.
within the party base. And
See if I'm popular in there
Exactly.
and I can
Right.
win.
Right. Right.
Basically that.
Okay, that's a good one.
well, the new publisher SCS says Iyoko bosses snub minority as they protest 50 million Ghana cedi Wontumi bail term. Iyoko bosses snub minority as they protest 50 million Ghana cedi Wontumi bail term. Atuforsen is returning officer for AFDB presidential elections won by Dr. Sidi Oud Tar. Then you have Abu Jinapo here speaking, and he says U.S. Embassy closure an embarrassment to Ghana. U.S. Embassy closure an embarrassment to Ghana. That's Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo speaking. NEIP Ejumera program partners financial institutions. That's the front page of the new publisher.
All right, and on the front page of the Informer, Males more corrupt than females, and that's a report in page 2.
Oh, Charlie.
Woo! Tell us something new.
I think it's a Ghana Statistical
That's
Service
not new
survey.
at all. Tell us something new.
Is it?
Yeah.
I really, if they say males are more corrupt than females, you know, as a man, everywhere you go, you need to have kakra on you.
Mambo, yeah.
Of course. And as soon as you read somewhere and they say, no more, you should, oh, no more for sure something.
Yeah.
Hello, honorable. Hello, boss. So maybe by way of giving a lot of money out there, people will say that men are generous, I think. Most men are generous.
Think generosity and corruption are related.
Yeah.
No,
Two different things.
Two different things.
Two different
but
words.
The generosity I mean is giving you something by way of always trying to give out something, money or something.
If I'm given in expectation of something, that's not generosity.
That's not generosity.
No.
Okay.
If I'm giving freely and willingly and I move on without any expectations, then I'm being generous.
Generous. Okay, good.
All right.
But you
it's
say
okay
that
for Chris to say it's no news that males are more corrupt, but we know who has gone to
tell us some.
We'll talk about that.
Well, talking about that, NHIA board appointment, who misled Mahama? That's a serious question. And ahead of appearance before OSP, Oforiatta fights fugitive tag. Parliament presses Finance Ministry over unposted 2,000 health officers. 24-hour economy policy. Volta Lake to power Ghana's industrial future. And lastly, Speaker warns MPs against misconduct. Urges patriotism. And that's what we have here on the front page of The Informer.
On the front page of the most authoritative newspaper, the Ghanaian Times, starts with the tightened food labeling laws to protect public health. This is from Professor Amuna. And also from CDD, Dr. Kojo Asante is saying that Ghanaians demand stronger action against corruption. And government committed to removing barriers to girls' education. And this is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
The first one that you read, tighten food labeling laws, I think it's very, very important.
You get to go to some of the supermarkets and you don't find labels on some of the food. Produce.
Especially our local products. And I think that's one of the things we're not doing well. Hence our inability to compete with international brands.
Maybe it's not even as if that the labels are not there, but they are not properly labeled. And some items are there but don't even have expiration dates. Or the expiration dates are so faint, you are beginning to wonder what you are drinking. Oh God, is it expired? Oh, and some, like, we actually noticed this in the office. There's this particular beverage that we've been, all getting in the area. You have to like drink all the way down before you see the expiration date.
Really? So what if it's expired?
So we don't even know.
But that's not right.
Oh, wow.
So we struggle.
That's not right.
Oh, it's expired, it's not expired, it's expired, it's not expired,
So does it mean that maybe FDA is not doing its work right, or Ghana Standards Authority?
That's why they're being asked to tighten the laws. Because I don't think it's even just the expiration date. We also need to know the ingredients in there.
You understand?
So we know what we are consuming. If I have allergies, I know what to take and
what not to take.
And sometimes I think they can even go a step further and let us know the percentage of each ingredient. Other labels do it.
So we as citizens or the public, we are also supposed to be careful of what you consume and what you are taking off the shelves at the various supermarkets or in town.
All right.
Basically that.
All right, so...
I'm going to wrap it off with, on my side, with the Catholic Standard that says, rise above pettiness, speaker to parliamentarians. And then you have the president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, Bishop Jemfi, here speaking, and he says, reverse church's negative growth rate. Reverse church's negative growth rate. Kuffodia Diocese commits to reviving basic Christian communities. Professor Equia Brichum chairs NMC. That's some good news there. She's the first female chairperson of the National Media Commission. So congrats to Professor Equia Brichum on that one. And then there's an editorial in here that says making 24-hour economy an era where opportunity ceases to sleep.
All right.
Okay.
Well, my last paper here is the Daily Gist. And on the Daily Gist, we have 2028 NPP presidential race. Brian blows hot and cold. So let's just say he's warm then.
Very well, yeah.
And Okatachie strips ex-lover naked. This is figurative. Yeah. And minority boycotts parliament over Wuntumi's 50 million Ghana cedis bill. Visa fraud rocks sports ministry in London game. And Chairman Kutin goes home. And NDC backs CJ removal. And that's what we have on the front page of the Daily Gist.
The final one from me, Daily Guide's front page. Wuntumi detention, we won't walk away. Minority stages street protest at Iyoko. Charles Bisiu, accomplice, enters plea bargain with OSP. And also IGP Johunu promotes 4 officers. This is on the front page of the Daily Guide.
All right, let's go online, shall we? I'll start off with channel1news.com. They are leading with Bright Simmons rejects Ibrahim Mahama's defamation claims, vows to fight suit. Bright Simmons rejects Ibrahim Mahama's defamation claims, vows to fight suit. Let's bring you some other stories. Wuntumi's lawyer accuses Iyoko of unnecessary drama, demands due process. Wuntumi's lawyer accuses Iyoko of unnecessary drama and demands due process. Then you have Chairman Wuntumi remains in Iyoko custody as bail conditions stall release. Chairman Wuntumi remains in Iyoko custody as bail conditions stall release. Wuntumi's detention, you won't be at Iyoko forever. Apenyo Markin warns Raymond Archer. Wuntumi's detention, you won't be at Iyoko forever. Apenyo Markin warns Raymond Archer. Wuntumi under investigation for fraud and money laundering. That's Shremsai, Deputy Attorney General. And then on that unfortunate incident at Maha, story says Maha Beach Resort was still open despite fire incident, Operations Director says. Okay. Mahama promises to pay allowances, arrears of nursing trainees. That's John Dramani Mahama. He was speaking during the thank you tour yesterday, and he made some promises there, including the payment of allowances and arrears for nursing trainees. Minority slams Mahama for dropping Akufo-Addo Supreme Court nominations. And then again, minority MPs sit on streets at Iyoko in protest over Wuntumi's detention. Apenyo Markin leads minority protest march to Iyoko over Wuntumi's detention. Minority stages walk out over Wuntumi's arrest. Wuntumi's 50 million Ghana cedi bail unreasonable. Again, Apenyo Markin speaking. And then Ibrahim Mahama sues Bright Simmons for defamation. 610 million Ghana cedis in damages.
All right, so let's head to citynewsroom.com. On citynewsroom.com, we have call of June 9 strike. Rashid Pelpo appeals to GRNMA. And Hajj first could fall if city strength is sustained, and that's by Mahama. Greta raises concerns over low foreign developer participation. Government begins KIA Terminal 2 expansion to ease Terminal 3 pressure. Parliament can't review Wuntumi's bail terms. Go to court, Ahiafo to minority. Wuntumi's arrest. NDC setting a dangerous precedent, and that's by the Nalrigu Gambaga MP. Wuntumi's bail conditions by Iyoko arbitrary, harsh, and that's by his lawyer. Bright Simmons, Ibrahim Mahama's defamation suit, a slap, I will fight it. Wuntumi to remain in Iyoko custody as he fails to meet bail terms. Wuntumi being investigated for fraud, money laundering, and that's by the Deputy AG. And lastly, we have Mahama Beach Resort still operational despite fire damage. And that's by the, Maha Beach Resort still operational despite fire damage. And that's by the Director of Operations. I mean, I'm happy, you know, there was no extra fire that could just shut the place out, you know, because when watching that video, I was so scared. I was so scared, like, whoa, is this the end of a business? But then again, I'm glad that they could salvage, you know, some rooms.
Yeah.
Most rooms actually.
Yeah. Yesterday we had a report come in there from the operations manager indicating that they are still operating.
Yeah.
And it's not affected the day-to-day activities of the facility. So I think it's good news.
It's good news. It's good news.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, absolutely. And it's quite worrying to have a place like that suffer such a disaster. But I'm sure, structures or measures will be put in place to, ward off a future occurrence. So, yeah. Commiserations to the management of Maha. And but of course, the facility is telling patrons or the general public that they are still open for operations. And so, yes, let this not put you off, but please continue to patronize them.
Right.
All righty. Yeah, so you're still watching Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, there's so much more in store for you. Stay with us right here. We'll be back.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on City FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by ABSA Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at Agri Fair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. Agri Fair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Agri Fair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The Agri Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana. On Footprints, this Friday, Professor Kwesi Yanka continues his story about his academic journey, his writing ability as a public intellectual, and his stint with politics.
The pen at risk. Your memoirs.
Yes.
What's the central theme? What's the takeaway from this one?
Oh, you can still make it in life, even if you started from what many would consider as the wrong angle.
And my favorite, the missing pages of June 4th.
We wanted to do a special issue on June 4th. You won't believe it. We went through all the libraries in Ghana. We couldn't get a single newspaper on June 4th. In other words, graphic editions of Daily Graphic on June 4th.
They were missing.
They were missing. This book really shook him. Meeting Jerry Rawlings for the first time at Ridge, face to face, and I had scheduled the appointment, seeking to give him a copy of this. This thing racked lots of injuries, past injuries.
Yeah.
That were reopened by just giving him this book. He opened it page by page and page by page, and instead of the 15 minutes that I was anticipating between us, the meeting lasted more than 1.5 hours.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
We are most grateful that you keep staying with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. And we will now enter into the education space and have conversation on a lot of challenges, a lot of issues within the education sector. Not long ago, there was stories and conversations coming up concerning indiscipline in various schools, especially senior high schools, where the teachers battle with students how to go about their day-to-day activities by way of discipline in the schools. Let's bring you a short video of something similar that happened at Accra Senior High School. We have a conversation here in studio and also speak to authorities that be on how best we can shape the education sector in this country. So this we understand happening at Accra Senior High School.
Wow.
Last week, I think, where a student slapped or fought with it. Are you shocked?
Very shocked.
Times have changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
The exigencies of time demand reforms and changes in our systems, our programming, and even our regulations. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, you dare not.
Yeah.
You couldn't even exchange words with a senior.
Yeah.
A senior, let alone engage in such confrontation with a teacher. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Because you know the consequences thereof. You get it? But, I mean, I don't know what is happening now, whether the teachers themselves have given up, whether the regulatory bodies, that's the GES, and its ban on corporal punishment is informing some of these things, whether the management of the school have been stripped of so much authority to the extent that they appear to be figurative heads and so cannot actually crack the whip on. Because you see, if I bring my ward to school, it's not just for the academics. It's for a reason that I brought my word. You're supposed to shape the child morally, academically, okay? But if a student is empowered or feels emboldened enough to be able to engage a teacher, I'm not holding brief for any teacher saying that perhaps whatever may have informed us was good and that a teacher is always right. No, that's not what I'm saying. But the respect for that student-teacher relationship, that thing is broken. And it needs to be fixed now.
But do you
Else
think,
where we are heading to is dangerous.
But do you think it's also an issue of where they are coming from, like their background? Because in as much as you're bringing your ward to school and expect, you know, the school system to shape that child morally, where the person is coming from is also, I mean, should also, you know, shape that child.
Listen,
like from your home.
I get it.
Your parents are also supposed to do that work of,
Yes.
you know, teaching you basic things like respecting.
Chris, have you seen
having
someone?
great
Have you
values,
seen someone
having
who,
great morals.
who is in school, who is at home, all well, properly cultured and all that, moves to the boarding house or will go to school, be in the midst of some friends, and the attitude of the person changes before?
Yeah, I think that's
So
also
I mean, there's the
thing.
issue of the environment they find themselves in, how they are nurtured and cultured at home. There's also the peer pressure aspect. But I am saying that without proper enforcement of rules and regulations, in the absence of stiff, clear-cut regulations, these things will not stop. Like I keep saying, listen, when we were in school, there are people that we knew that in town, they were known for this or that, in quotes, type of behavior. They belonged or were leaders of
They're
certain
even worse
gangs.
than this. Yeah,
Do you understand?
Yeah.
These kids are nothing compared
Exactly to
the
people
type
of those
of people
days.
we experience
Exactly.
in school. You sit in a class with a person 5 times your age. You get it?
True.
And this person knows that I need to value or
I'm in
respect the
school,
teacher, irrespective of whatever has transpired. But there's that respect or reverence because this teacher is standing in front of you imparting knowledge.
Now, let me just take you back. Some of the instances that have happened in this country. So we know of a Solar Senior High School suspension. Over 30 students of a Solar Senior High School in the Savannah region were indefinitely suspended for possessing mobile phones, raising concerns about safety and discipline in schools. Another concern too was raised from the Accra Academy incident. A senior student there was filmed using a cutlass. I'm sure you saw that video. To flog 2 peers, prompting EduWatch, that is the education think tank, to express concerns over the declining discipline in senior high schools. Then violent clashes between schools. In earlier this year, there were multiple violent incidences involving senior high schools, including clashes between Kimbu Secondary Technical and Accra Technical Center. Then another one between the Kumasi Technical Institute and Kumasi Anglican SHS, resulting in injuries and property destroyed. So there are a number of issues related to this, you understand, when it comes to indiscipline in the various schools. But the question is, what are the policy makers doing about this? What are the authorities doing about this? The teachers will complain, Nagrat will complain, NAT will complain, the CCT will complain. But what has been put in place to ensure that at least something changes within our education sector? Now, we don't have this corporal punishment again.
No.
It's really been taken out. Because
So do you think it's about the corporal punishment though?
See, it's not necessarily.
it's a holistic approach.
Not necessarily, but I think it's the...
Because right now we are trying to, when it comes to corporal punishment, I think it's removed also because of, defining when it becomes abuse. You understand? Because there's a thin line between punishment and abuse.
Yeah.
So when is it abuse? That's the question we are supposed to be asking.
You see, I don't think it's necessarily taking away the corporal punishment that is leading to this. Of course, people have their own lifestyles before they come to school.
Exactly.
But what I see to be the problem is that, you see, if you take away the, or seem you are perceived to be taking away the authority of the teachers and the administration of the school, then there's no reverence. You see, I don't think, take 100 children, how many of them can stand in front of their parents and behave this way? It's just a handful, right? But now students feel empowered to behave like this because they do not see the teacher in front of them with any power, any authority.
But the other question I have is, why does this mostly happen in, public schools, government schools? Because we have the private schools that, there are no punishments, but you hear less of these issues.
Well, you see, one thing that could also contribute to this is the student-teacher population, the ratio.
Right.
You get it, especially in the public schools.
I get it.
Okay? So you take a school that has a population of about 5,000, 6,000 students, and there are 34 teachers. You get it?
So no control.
How are they able to supervise, properly monitor the behaviors of all these students?
And there's no teacher-student relationship too.
No.
Did you see that video of a student at Adisado College that was nearly hurt a student, a fellow colleague, by smashing his head on
Yes.
a bunk bed?
Yes,
a bunk bed. Yes. And the current deputy education minister in the year 2023, Clement Park, made mention of some discipline that should be meted out to the students. If I'm reading from citynewsroom.com, the Member of Parliament representing Bosa South constituency, Clement Park, has described as pointless the disciplinary measures taken in response to the assault incident at the Adisado College, as captured in a disturbing video that went viral. So in the video, a student was seen violently attacking another student in one of the school's dormitories, causing severe bleeding below the victim's right eye. The MP, Clement Park, described the punishment meted out to the housemaster of Adisado College as improper. He also argued that it was unnecessary for the authorities to have suspended the victim at the center of the assault. The video sparked public outrage, with many expressing concern over the safety and well-being of the students. In response to this incident, both the proprietor or the perpetrator responsible for the assault and the victim were sent home. Then the culprit was expected to write his West African Senior High School, the certificate examination, that is WASI, but that also did not happen. However, the victim was later called back to the school. So Clement Park was commenting on that, on big issue, and he expressed shock over the suspension of the housemaster, and he further argued that the incident might have happened on the blind side of the housemaster. So the headmasters or the institution heads, like Nana Tufo stated, they are helpless, because anything that happens to a student, you wouldn't be able to go in there and defend, because whatever needs to curtail whatever the student is doing has been taken off. I think now more it's like the students have been given more freedom when it comes to these things, when it comes to operating in schools and all that. So if some action must be taken on these situations immediately, now that we have Clement Park as the Deputy Education Minister, whatever actions have to be taken must be taken. Recently, when the Education Minister, Haruna Idusu, visited SDA school in the Ashanti region, the boy who brought the father's pistol or gun to school and mistakenly released or triggered or fired in the school, and it affected a colleague's eye. Then we had Ibrahim Mahama trying to bear the cost of the fixing of the eye and all of that. The education minister is saying that discipline in the schools must be instilled or must be sent to another side. Top
how
notch.
do we do that?
How do we
what
do
are
that?
The
That's the question we are always asking.
provided
Yes.
by the GES? What protocols have been sanctioned by the GES? What is the on-campus disciplinary measures to be taken by the administrators or the management of the school, including the teachers? Okay, how are the offenses on campus classified, and what sanctions have been assigned to these offenses? These are the things that we need to know. But I'm saying that, you see, some of this indiscipline threatens the entire academic environment of the school. And so what you find happening is that, and mind you, times have changed to the extent that, you see, sometimes you might not look at the demographics involved. When we were in school, our teachers were way older and were of a certain physique.
Do you think it's about being way older?
No, I'm coming. I'm building a point. And in our cultural setting,
we're scared of.
Not necessarily scared of, but there's respect for the elderly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's come to a point that I may be wrong, and I stand to be corrected, that some of these teachers now look like the students.
True, like their big brother.
You get
direct big brother, 1 year difference, 2 year difference.
And some of these teachers are engaging the students in pidgin.
Right.
So you see, you are breaking that formality barrier. That professional barrier is broken. So they're also empowered when they feel offended to engage you on same level. So you see, it's not a one-pronged problem. It's multifaceted. The teachers themselves need to take blame for some of the things.
But what can the teachers do? Because now the teachers are also saying that we do not have the power to really crack the whip. Because in a way that maybe what we are going to do is to scare the students by having the cane or punish him, but that power is not really given to them now.
No, I see. It's not about physically exerting pain or exacting pain or something on a student that will breed discipline. In fact, matter of fact, if I know that I do this and I'm just going to be beaten,
and
at a point I'll become immune to
some
the
people
beatings.
some people get used to the beating. That's true. Some people actually get used to the beating, that you can beat them from today till tomorrow. They're used to it. Do you understand? So I don't think it's just about using the whip. Exactly.
With Accra Senior High School one, Nagrat actually issued a statement. The National Association of Graduate Teachers issued a stern ultimatum to the Ghana Education Service demanding immediate reforms to tackle increasing violence and indiscipline in schools. The association is calling for the announcement of 12 discipline powers by May 31, 2025. So May 31, today happens to be May 29. So that means 2 days from
30th,
now.
Actually.
Today's 30th, so tomorrow. So by tomorrow, they want an action, or it will be phased to take unspecific action to protect students. In a statement, Nagrat detailed alarming incident of students attacked on teachers and the presence of weapons such as guns and machete in schools. The association said the school's environment is becoming increasingly unsafe, not only for teachers, but also for students who are serious about learning. So, like I'm indicating, once Nagrat is saying that they want tough disciplinary powers, that means they do not have the powers.
So you know what?
The teachers do not have the powers.
I think like Nana said, they should form they should find a holistic way of doing things. When you look at other schools or when you look at other demographics, right? The British system actually does this, detention. Students are scared of detention. If you do something, you can actually you can actually be called to detention. That is extra hours for class. You understand? Extra hours for class can work. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to whip you, but you stay in school an extra 2 hours.
A teacher who wants to go home early would.
You see, that's the problem.
I'm saying
that is a problem.
So now to instill discipline, it will demand more from me, the teacher, based on the new guidelines. But when you were in school, you didn't ever weed the school park?
I wasn't that stubborn. Maybe my mates will say that. I wasn't stubborn. But I remember when I was growing up, I think somewhere class 2, class 3, the teacher would tell you to buy a book and write. Maybe I wouldn't do that again.
1,000 times.
And fill up the entire book.
Wow, yours was to fill up the entire book.
The entire book.
I was like, to write for like 200 times.
Really?
Yeah, just right.
You fill up the entire book before the day ends. So what do you also think about this? It's open to you, the public. You can join us. What is happening in the various senior high schools?
Yeah.
As a parent, what you think. As a teacher, what you also think should be done about it. And possibly we can also have the authorities speak to us about this particular problem. You can join us.
We actually have a message. Yeah, we actually have 2 messages here. And good morning, Channel 1 TV. You guys are doing wonderfully well. The monitoring of schools nowadays is much centered on teachers than students. The authorities only go to schools to find faults of teachers to the neglect of deviant behaviors of students. And this is by Abdul Rahman, NSP, or an NSP. And then, hi, good morning.
Well, that
please.
That means he's a national service person.
Yes. So that means he probably is...
He's probably teaching.
And probably understands what's going on. So it's coming from his own point of view of what he's seeing. And I think I agree with that. Yeah, most of the time we're blaming teacher, but we're not putting... There's nothing put in place to help those teachers sort these problems out.
Right.
So, hi, good morning. Please, all is because of free education. I was going to say that to a bit of it. I think I agree to an extent because different people from different backgrounds are coming from everywhere.
Oh, but whether free or not, people from different backgrounds will still come to school.
Please, it wasn't like that.
No, see, what it has done is that it has increased access in the population. That's what I alluded to earlier.
So no more disciplines in schools. Thank you. Thank you, too. I think I agree with this message.
Yeah, it's the numbers. The numbers is also contributing to it. Yeah, the student population is now way overboard. And so the small number of teachers struggle to deal with, I mean, I'm dealing with the academics, now I have to deal with the morals, I have to deal with discipline.
Yeah, and you know, it puts too much pressure on the teacher because at the end of the day, that teacher cannot have a teacher-student relationship with how many students? Like that pressure is a lot. Because even as a human being, to deal with one friend is a lot.
Right. Let's speak to Dr. Peter Tafua. He's with Africa Education Watch as an education think tank. Doc, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Good to have you. I trust you're well.
Yes, by His grace, we are doing very well.
Great. Doc, let's get the basics. How widespread is this issue of student indiscipline in our senior high schools?
I want to use this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to you and to my office staff at Africa Education Watch for giving me this opportunity to speak to the issue. You know, indiscipline had been with us since time immemorial, or time when Western education was introduced in Africa and in Ghana in particular. Yes. This is a growing concern in the recent times in this our country. And you see, it is multifaceted. Indiscipline in schools is multifaceted. During the days when we were in senior high schools, of course, they were there, indiscipline were there. Even in the basic schools, there was some kind of indiscipline.
Yeah.
But as you move along, you move ahead with your academic ladder, you see that indiscipline is increasing. And in recent times, it has grown to, I wouldn't say that it has grown to the highest where we find it difficult to curtail. The causes, as I said, is multifaceted. It is interconnected with society.
Yeah.
You see, there's societal behaviors, which, we learn from our parents, we learn from the people who we live around with, we play with. Then we carry that to school. It is also educational. Yes, it is educational because, when people learn, They will learn about good things. They will learn about bad things, apart from even what is learned or taught in the classroom by our curriculum, which we may call formal curriculum. Apart from that, there is the other side, which it is not written, which is not written as part of what we are supposed to learn, but we learn unknowingly. We learn whilst interacting. We learn whilst moving about the campus. And some people will come and tell you that they have done this, they were not caught. They did that, they were not seen. And therefore you, as an individual, who also want to venture into it. Some of them, we learn it in the school. That's why I said it's educational. We learn from books. We are taught about people's ways and life and behavior. We learn about history, where people, some chiefs and people or leaders were very cruel, and we think that we must venture into it. It is familiar, as it is also familiar. That is, it has been, somebody did it this way, and I can also do it that way. Somebody knocked this boy's head, I can use a hammer to knock his head. I mean, somebody did it in a light manner, but I think I can do it in another form. You see, and it is individual. People have their own, tendencies, tendencies of doing evil, tendencies of doing bad to their colleagues, and then they feel happy. They think that they are on top. And so we can talk and talk and talk, but I can mention just these few.
Right. So how do we deal with the issue now? Especially now that it's moved to the extent of having students come to campus with weapons and all.
Yes. You see, already we have been setting rules. Let's take the school, because these things are happening in schools. So let's look at what schools can do to curtail this.
Right.
What you see in the senior high schools in particular, they have students handouts, and most of these things are written in them.
Okay.
Of truth, not every school has the means to publish or print out these students' handouts, where we have these rules and regulations and their corresponding punishments as inside those books. And even if it is there, students do not like reading, they may not even reach. So we have to find the ways and means of getting it into the subconscious of the students. When it is written there, at least, if not 100%, it will in some way impinge on their minds, and they may refrain from doing such acts. I praise most of the schools which have this, how do you call it, the ringtone. When it is time for break, it will announce.
Yeah.
And then some of them have added this school rules and regulations, offenses and their corresponding punishments. And as it rings, it reads these things, and students keep on hearing. And as repetition, as we all know, repetition helps students to learn.
Right.
So as they keep on announcing these into the heads and hearts and minds of the students, it will be written there. And they know that, oh, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. So at least this is one way by which we can also help the students. Then we should organize drama.
Okay.
Drama, demonstrating how students maltreat their colleague students, especially the feeble ones, the first year students who have come. And the seniors think that they are on top and they can maltreat them. So when we dramatize a situation where, let's say, a senior is maltreating or showing some acts of indiscipline to a colleague junior, and then maybe the student is caught and punished, given some kind of punishment. When they dramatize these things, students may see and may refrain from such acts. Again, teachers should not say that, how do you call it? We shouldn't cane the students, corporal punishments have been eradicated from the system, and therefore we care less. They say we shouldn't punish students. This is what most teachers are saying, that now we are not supposed to punish students. So we also look on. No. A teacher is a surrogate parent. Parents have hope, trust, and believe in teachers. That is why they send their works to school. For you, the teacher, to train, to bring up this child in a proper manner.
Right.
And therefore, when this trust and hope and belief is there, you should also not look on. That also does not mean that teachers should also maltreat these children. Indiscipline is not using the cane alone, especially those in the basic schools. Indiscipline is not alone using the cane. You have to punish students. The punishment must be such that it must be corrective. It must correct the wrongs of the students, not to serve as what? Pain, to infringe pain on the body of the students. In fact, this is all that corporal punishment, those who are against or for are saying, that it should not infringe pain, it should not destroy the body cells of the child. So we will encourage teachers to also do their part, so far as we're trying to curb this act of indiscipline among students in our schools. Teachers will do their part. Management should do their part. Those who deserve to be punished, the corresponding punishment which have been written in their books must be meted out squarely to the students. If a student is supposed to be suspended for 1 week, 2 weeks, yes, it's in the hands of management. Management can do that. For there is another one we call indefinite suspension.
Yeah.
That one, indefinite suspension, can be given by only the Board of Governors. That matter should be carried to the Board of Governors meeting, and the Board of Governors must sanction that, and then the student can be punished indefinitely. It is only when the student is supposed to be dismissed, as people have been dismissing, but they are not right. It is only the Minister of Education who can dismiss. These are rules we should know. Not that you take your red pen and you say you have cancelled out the name of the child from the school. No. So the rules are there. We should learn. We should know the rights. Because if you do, and a parent knows the right thing, he can take you to court. And that is where we think we are not also doing well. So please, management of schools, teachers must learn. They must know what to do, what level it has been taken to. If it is indiscipline, it is the indefinite suspension. It is the Board of Governors who can do that. That we have suspended you until you are called back to school. It is not just the management, the headmaster who can do that. It is the Board of Governors who must approve of that. So these are the corresponding punishments associated with, the various acts of indiscipline with their corresponding punishments must be written. And it must be in the books. The students must be in the known. Parents must be in the known. And teachers must be in the known. So that when it is meted out, they will go and check and they realize that, after all, they have done the right thing. We cannot do otherwise.
Right.
So I think these are few points I can mention.
Right.
I said they can dramatize. Teachers must also do their part, and it must be written in books for the students to know.
Okay, so Doc, what role do you think the parents have to play in all this?
Yes. It is said that in Akan, you say in Tetiepa, Efifie. So parents in their homes must be speaking to their wards or children, must be showing, also doing some acts of discipline, must refrain from indiscipline acts, slapping people, speaking, insulting others. Insulting others. Why? Why should you insult others in the face of your children? They will copy it. They learn from home and they take them to school. And therefore, we will ask parents to behave well while their wards are at home.
Well, Doc, with the incident that happened at Accra Senior High School, the National Association of Graduate Teachers issued a statement asking that some sort of power should be given to them to discipline students. In the first place, do you think that teachers have lost their power when it comes to discipline students immediately when the students go astray or they misbehave?
Yeah. The sort of indiscipline, they are of two kinds. Either they are criminal ones. If they are criminal ones, they should be handed over to the police to deal with immediately. Even though it's in school, the management should send the issue to the police to handle that. Once it is criminal, I think what remind me a little about the Accra Academy issue.
So this one has to do with the Accra High School. The Accra High School that a video came out that a student assaulted a teacher or slapped a teacher, and that Nagrat says that this is not the first time they are experiencing such an instance in some of the senior high schools, and that the various authorities should give the teachers the power to discipline students when these such acts happen.
Thank you very much. For a student to slap a teacher, I think there's something missing there. There is something that we have to look at. So with this matter, I think management can deal with this situation. Management of the school, by going into it, what has the teacher done to merit this kind of act from a student? Why would a student come all the way to slap a student? What has been the character, the behavior of the teacher? Are you the one that everybody is saying that you are very bad? You did this, you do that. Are you? I mean, I'm speaking as for once being a how do you call it? A student. For a student to go to that extent means a lot. We have to investigate into the lifestyle of the teacher. I'm condemning the act entirely. It is wrong for a student to go to that extent. I mean, why? Why should a student go to slap a teacher, no matter what the offense of the teacher? You can report the teacher to management. You can report the teacher to any other higher authority to deal with the situation. But as a student, as he is, we take the student to be a child who does not know much.
Right.
But I am still of the opinion that there is some acts of the teacher which the students are not happy with, and they do not have any means of communicating. I believe that if their guidance and counseling services were to be good, so good, students would have gone there to report the teacher without going to that extent. Probably they did not have that chance. Probably they think that the guidance and counseling officer or teacher is also a colleague of that teacher, and so on and so forth. They don't trust in their guidance and counseling system. That is what have probably merited that. And I think that this matter must be taken seriously so that that multiplier effect does not happen in other schools. Once students in other schools hear that, after all, a student slapped a teacher and nothing was done to that, we should use this as a case to stop such acts. The punishment must be given to such a student to the extent that others will refrain from such acts, will not go to that extent.
Right.
It is bad and we must condemn it.
Okay, so Doc, would you say that some teachers actually do not have innovative ways of actually communicating with students? Do you think most of the teachers are just one-way thinkers?
Sure, that one I agree. Because I would say, apart from the academic work we do in the universities and other institutions to get our certificate to become a teacher, most of us do not go through how to manage students very well. Even though we study management of education in schools, but you do it as a course, it does not talk more about student discipline and indiscipline. You may study student discipline or indiscipline in schools at the higher level, but not to the extent of some of these. It's just wishy-washy and we are done. And you get your grade and you pass and you come out as a teacher. But when you come practicing, you as a teacher need to take some courses. You see, it tells me to go, NAT has introduced some courses, which we think that every teacher must get these courses that they are doing. And it will help them, it will help the teachers a lot. Other universities are running some short courses, which will help the teacher to practice and practice very well. It is not studying the subject matter and getting your grades and becoming a teacher that ends it. No, you need to do other short courses to beef up whom you are, so that you merit the status you have as a teacher. Once you have the title teacher, it means you know it all, and therefore to be able to do it, for the people to know that yes, indeed, you can do it. You are a teacher. You need to study. You need to learn. You need to observe. You need to go to, should I say, the experience, let me use that word in quotes, the experienced teachers, and share, learn from them, listen to them, and use it as part of your work, your lifestyle, so that you will succeed.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Peter Atefua, as a senior advisor at the Africa Education Watch. He has outlined a number of things. But if you're a teacher out there, you're a parent out there, you know of this situation, you would want to join us. This conversational 0204447033 is our text line. We will shortly be putting on the screens our call line as well. You can join the conversation. Let's hear from you. Have you faced such an instance before? The students too, your side of the story, because from what Dr. Atefua made mention of, some of the teachers are not so much skilled.
They're not equipped,
when it comes to handling students.
I think it's also true. So, this whole conversation...
So it's just want to be hardcore.
No, you see, this whole conversation has opened a Pandora box.
Exactly.
Because now, a lot of people are blaming students. We're looking at from where they're coming from and all that. But he said something. You're supposed to be like a surrogate parent. Apart from being a surrogate parent, you as a teacher need to have self-control. You need to have self-control. You need to have patience. That's why you're a teacher. They look up to you. And he said something too. For a student to slap you, I'm not siding on the side of the state, but for a student to slap you, you might have been that teacher that is always,
hardcore teacher.
Terminator.
Anyway, we have David from Teshi on the line. David, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your quick reaction on this issue.
Yes, I'm well. Well done to you. You're doing a good job. But, I've taught for 12 years now, and I resigned because by then the government of the day said that the abolishment of cane, that is to abolish the use of cane. So we were in the school, and then we heard that they want to see the students. They went for a seminary. Up to today, nobody knew what was told to the students. And I believe these are the results that we are seeing. After that seminary and all that, a week after, a parent came to the school weeping, said that the ward told her that this has never happened before. So whatever that was told to the students, these are the fruits that we are seeing now. And we will see worse than this. You have a question. Teachers have really lost the power over students. They have really lost it. And to correct it, whatever that was told to the students, they should be reprogrammed, starting from class 6 to JHS, so that by the time they get to SS, things would have worked. So, education should start now. And the students that slap the teacher, I think that the picture of that student should be sent to all the secondary schools in Ghana. That when the student is dismissed for at least 5 to 10 years, you don't have any school in Ghana here. And it will serve as an example to all students who have that attitude in mind. So this is my short contribution.
Yeah, David,
your program.
Great contribution there. We are grateful for your time. And he said he was a teacher, but he had to resign. And during his time, there was a situation like that. And students later, when they said the corporal punishment thing was taken out, one of the teachers suffered that as a result of the eradication of the corporal punishment. So he's saying that something drastic must be done about it. Well,
and I think one of the drastic things that have to be done about it is stop depending on the corporal punishment. If the corporal punishment is not there, find other ways. You are a teacher.
I'm sure
you are to innovate. Find other ways to, you know, met out your punishment. Punishment does not always need to be physical. Like the whole physical thing, apart from the trauma and emotional, whatever they are causing the child, honestly, you are also teaching the person violent. That's the only way to solve problems. And that's how they, you know, beat their genius. Because if you're going to do it to me, I'll do it to my genius.
But we have a call on the line. We have a call on the line.
George from whenever. Good morning, George.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you're well.
That is good.
Great. Talk to us about this growing student indiscipline.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to contribute to your program this morning.
Right.
See, you spoke to the gentleman a short while ago. And because in our educational world and they talk about issues of education, sometimes when some of these issues come up, one would have thought that maybe there are issues happening in some of the schools. They can go in there, they take the research, maybe the committee was set, take all the reports of the committee, and then they will study it. So that already, when they are called to speak, they can talk to the issue. But see, from the way the man was talking, yes, he was expressing his opinions, but you can clearly see that he has lost touch with what is actually happening in the schools. He was conjecturing. He was, maybe this, it could be this, it could be that. That will never solve the problem. Now, let me give you a few reasons why some of these things are happening. You see, where the students are coming from is one of them. If you go to Accra High, Kateko, Accra Academy, and 2 other schools, most of the students who are coming from Islamic communities, I tell you, I don't know what brings them there. They are responsible for all of this. See, no matter what you tell them, they don't care. They go out there. And again, the management has no control. Whatever manager, they cannot sack them. The senior high school, as we speak now, you can't, if a child doesn't do exercise, you can call the parents. If the parents don't come, there's nothing you can do. You can't ask the child to go out. If the child doesn't write exams, you can only ask him or her to bring the parents. If the parents don't come, there's nothing you can do. If you're a teacher and you give a child assignment to do or classwork to do, the child refuses, there is nothing you can do. So sometimes, if you dare catch the child and something happens, you are at the mercy of the parents and the court. And so if you're a teacher, you are there, you have to be careful.
Right.
The slightest things that happen, you are in crisis. And therefore, these are some of the things that embolden the students to do what they do.
Sure.
And so I'm opinion that government must bring out a policy that will help us to ensure that you are controlled. Look, teachers don't go to university only to learn the content. They go there to learn methodology. They do psychology. They do classroom management. Those of us who want to training college, in those days, no matter who you are, once you enter that training college and you come out, you will be, and you will learn how to teach and teach well.
Right. Okay, thank you, Judge from Winneba.
We are implementing at the moment.
Right, Judge.
At the moment. And therefore, I think that the Minister of Education, the government must look at some of these things to ensure that we bring in this, monitoring system to be able to manage the student well. Go to Ghanaian Senior High Technical School, as I speak with you. Go to ACRA. You will see those students from Muslim communities. They will not come to class. They will be sitting somewhere. You, the headmaster, go and talk to them and see what they will tell you. These are things we need to address. So where they are coming from, the educational policies, the management of the school in terms of discipline has been taken from the school authorities. And therefore, what can you do?
All right, George, thank you. George from Winneba with that one. Quite concerned.
I think where he's also tuning, trying to single out a particular religion, maybe
community,
religion, community, and all that. It may be, but we cannot really authenticate that. So I think discipline, like we've stated on this show, the group you are joining, the environment you are in, and all that can play a role. But this is it.
We've got a few messages coming in.
Yeah.
This one says, "Good morning, Channel 1 TV. I am a teacher and will not want to mention my name. I asked a student to dress well, and the student refused. So I asked him to sit down throughout the whole lesson. After school, the student gathered his colleagues and family and friends, numbering 15, to come to my house and give me warning."
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Good morning. Indiscipline is a serious problem in schools nowadays. Those times, hardly before you hear a teacher has been attacked by students. Okay.
Right. So before you continue, we actually have Raymond from Nungwa on the line. Hi, Raymond.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. How would you like to contribute?
Okay, I want to speak and address what is happening currently in our secondary cycle school.
Right.
Okay, in as much as a teacher will be responsible, or I don't know how to put it, doesn't guarantee a student going as far as slapping a teacher or something. Even if you look at the video, you could see the students are all improperly dressed. And I can say this indiscipline is only happening here in Accra. You can't go to other regions and then you witness such cases, which is very bad. We need to address this indiscipline in Accra. It's all happening here in Accra. I don't know which school is that, but this is what I've really fair my fair my observation.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
He's saying that it's happening only in Accra.
I think it's widespread.
Yeah, it's widespread.
It's widespread.
It's only in Accra.
It's nationwide. Yeah, it's nationwide. And as worrying as it is, I think there's a responsibility on everyone. Okay, it's a shared responsibility owing to how widespread the situation is now. So the authorities have a part to play, teachers have a part to play, parents have a part to play, the students themselves have a role to play in all this, because we cannot leave just one aspect of it to deal with the entire situation.
Everybody has a role to play.
Everybody has
Even
to.
the police has a role to play.
Exactly.
Because with this one, this kid that went to a teacher's house with his parents and everybody from his community to go and warn the teacher, oh my God, I would arrest you. Exactly.
That's a threat.
Somebody needs to be arrested.
Yeah.
But that's serious.
Quite
serious. I punish you and you bring your family members, friends to come and attack me or to give me a warning. A similar thing happened at Labone Senior High School. Yeah, Labone Senior High School. But we have Prosper from Awoshi who would want to contribute to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm also good. But I want to speak to you.
That's fine. Feel free.
Kaka person can say, you see, I'm a school. No, I say, some I go school no teaching. And I choose to teachers maybe any colano, too close to the sense respecting them my hobby. And you know, the Giano, I call idea now punishing her. Then the papa and me ever have a book. I quite remember I can't new town. Students, the idea. I'm a teacher punishing or friend, my boyfriend, ever book teachers in there.
Oh, Prosper, we lost you.
Too bad. Too bad.
Prosper, we lost you.
But that was a nice story that he was telling.
Yeah, he was telling.
I really
a nice
wanted
story.
to know what happened.
A teacher, he said a teacher did something, and I think the teacher punished the female student.
Yeah.
And the student wanted to bring the boyfriend to discipline in a way the teacher.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
No, but you see, the problem is, even all these people that you are dragging, it's like nobody, like, it's like no one really has the common sense to decipher that. If I cannot speak to your teacher like this. Your teacher is meant to discipline you. So as a parent, as a family member, as a friend, as a whoever that is following that student, what are you really expecting?
Once you've touched, it's like touch one, touch all. So once you've touched a friend or a family member, we need to come after you.
But you, the parent who is following the student,
are you okay?
Would you have disciplined the student if it were been there?
But you know the student is also going to say it in a different way.
Well, yeah, no, you see, the parents can actually go and inquire what happened. But this is not...
A caller from Tamale.
Right, let's go to Tamale. We have a caller from Tamale. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I trust you well. Your name?
My name is Kasule.
Right. Please go ahead.
But I am a management member of one of the senior high schools in the north.
Good.
The good doctor who has spoken was the one who appointed me to that position.
Oh, wow.
I think the issues we are discussing are multifaceted.
Yeah.
Number one that we have lost sight of is parents. The home has a critical role to play as far as disciplining the student is concerned. How many hours does the child spend in the school in the day? Maximum 8, 9. The rest are with the parent, depending on the nature of school. But I'm not aware of any basic school that is burdened, any public basic school that is burdened in Ghana. Attitudes are developed. What they pick from the house, most of them, with all due respect to some of my colleague parents, is what they are bringing to our schools. There are many instances you see student behavior. If you see a student coming from a disciplined house, you can tell. One of the speakers mentioned about the training we receive as teachers. The psychological aspect is there. We know it. But the parents are one of the major causes. Another one I think will count is the policies, national educational policies by Ministry of Education or Ghana Education Service Fund, for that matter, government. The fact that sometimes in disciplined students, most of them, you agree with me, their behavior reflects on their results. So when there was no mass promotion, people who had no time to study but could engage in disciplined acts, the BEC will see them out.
Right.
You won't have them in the schools. But this time, we do not have demotions or whatever, promotions and anything like that. There is mass promotion. So you agree with me that all manner of character are able to pass through up to the senior high level. And if we are not lucky, if we are not careful, this same attitude will be transcended to the universities and the Ghanaian society as a whole. Look at what is happening in the political scene. You've discussed a lot of things. Look at the way our politicians are behaving. They pass through this same system. So for me, this issue of indiscipline can be tackled when we involve a lot of stakeholders. I'm a teacher. My college teachers also have a role to play. Sometimes we cannot take the law into our own hands. Like the good professor stated, the good doctor stated, there are rules and regulations.
Right.
There are rules and regulations specifying every act and what is supposed to be done. The colleague of mine who asked the student to sit down throughout the class,
yes.
If I was that colleague, I would have referred the student to the guidance and counseling coordinator to intervene.
Right.
But I won't allow the student to sit in the classroom. I allow the student to sit in the classroom at the full glare of his colleagues as a form of punishment. These people are at the adolescent stage. You agree with me? They are very emotional. So the way we manage some of these things will lead to some of these reactions.
Very well.
I regret the punishment that is being meted to my colleague.
Right.
I'm watching it.
Oh, unfortunately, we've lost him. He was making a point there. But yes, salient points he's raised and well noted. I think it will go a long way if implemented to help curb this issue of growing indiscipline. I just want to take a few more messages. This one says, good morning. All of this is as a result of free SHS, and the reason being that before free SHS, all students who couldn't meet the cutoff point won't make it to SHS. Then free SHS arrived with no cutoff points. Most of those who couldn't make could either possess one or two characteristics of indisciplined behaviors. That's your opinion. This one says, good morning. Please, my opinion is to use the former punishments they used to give us. 1, repeat students who fail. 2, sack students who fail to comply with school rules after being warned for the second time. 3, cane them if necessary. Okay. Most teachers are scared because of the attack and the insult from the parents. They just close their eyes over some of the things in the schools, and the rate of indiscipline is just increasing. They need to do something about the issue. Okay, this one says, I am a teacher in Laboni Senior High School, and I believe indiscipline isn't a monopoly of any community. Even the students from estates also misbehave and engage in indiscipline. I strongly believe that taking away of authority and discipline in the school or in the hands of heads and teachers has really caused us a lot. This has made us to lose control over the students. We need to reset our current discipline system, and I bet you it will take a long time to correct it.
You see.
Okay. Well, we have another caller, Emmanuel, from Takade. Emmanuel, good morning.
Yes.
Oh, we lost you. You lost you, Emmanuel.
Please call back. Please call back. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know, especially the teachers. And if you're a student, also call us and share your experience with us. This one says, hi, good morning. Please, the truth of the issue is that it is only in Ghana that I have heard this in my life for a student to slap a teacher. I schooled in Nigeria all of my education level, and it never happened. A teacher can come from another school to help lash students in different schools.
Niger and discipline.
Interesting. Okay, there's a lengthy one here. Let's see what it says. It says, good morning, my name is Bruce. It's a nice topic worth discussing, and I would love to add a little submission. I think the whole issue cannot be one-sided because the contributing factors are many. Some from the side of policies introduced by the GES, social media, behaviors of teachers, and the decline of parental control these days. When you compare how the educational system was functioning about 15 years ago to today, it has a very great difference. It's time the GES reviews certain disciplinary codes of conduct for both teachers and students, but most importantly for the students. And yes, most importantly for the students. And you know one thing, the Ghanaian takes everything free for granted. When you look at these things carefully, you can see the trends is in the SHS, where the government has made its enrollment free, so the students do not see any value of the system because he or she knows they can come there free, unlike if parents were taking up bills for his or her stay. Junior students should be encouraged to report seniors who molest them in silence. During my school time, no senior could bully me and go free. I was so wild that one day a house captain bullied me, and the next day the whole prefectorial body came begging because the said prefect who bullied me was going to be demoted. And when I got to the senior stage and became a house captain, no junior under my watch could be bullied. All matters were to be reported to me and handled by myself or taken to the house master to be addressed, and that checked these matters of bullying and assault. I think the whole educational system should be reviewed. Thank you, Bruce, for that one.
All right. So we have a caller from Tamale who is on the line with us. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, and you're welcome to Breakfast
This is Castle once again.
Right.
My line got cut off while I was talking.
Right. Yes. Please wrap up your points for us in a few seconds.
Think another dimension I have to talk about is the fact that we teachers should understand that some of the policies and programs that the GS or government is encouraging us to implement at the school level are a result of the international treaties and laws that Ghana is a signatory to. Child Rights International or whatever. We are not living in isolation. The students we are producing are supposed to be global citizens. In becoming global citizens, they require global standards. That is why they have these measures on us. But locally, government can do something. No matter how globalized we are, there should still be some local elements. So government should come out with policies and programs that will integrate parents and other stakeholders in education so that we can have our own way of addressing these things. Those actions we are seeing are only for Ghana.
Right.
These are not the sort of global citizens we want to produce. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to us.
I think it made sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, in as much as we are trying to produce global citizens, we have to take it also from a localized angle.
Yeah.
Do you understand? To make it work.
Exactly.
Because what might work for the international front might not necessarily work for Ghana.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Will you also say that we are copying blindly?
No, I wouldn't.
Western world. We are trying to eliminate some of the things that makes us us.
Influences, okay, but I don't think
I wouldn't say it's
generally
copying
we're
blindly.
copying blindly.
Exactly.
I think we should copy what works for us, implement what works in our settings, but we should not lose fact of our own cultures, our own traditions, and of course, we should also have in the back of our minds modernization.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah, because in as much as we say that we're copying blindly and we are talking about child rights and all that, at the end of the day, there are certain ways that, we were treated years ago that have affected the way we are right now. You understand? We are a society that is always about respect.
Yeah.
And we do it overboard that the child does not even know when to speak out.
Yeah.
You understand? When there's a problem. That's why when there's abuse, some children can't speak out because they've been taught to keep quiet. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if we're bringing the issue of child right now, that also empowers the child in having autonomy. Okay, I need to speak out. I need to speak out for myself. I need to talk when there's a problem. I need to speak to my teacher when there's a problem. But now also in these systems, in the educational systems, like the first man that we spoke to, Doc, he actually said, we need like a counseling system. And the counseling system needs to work.
Supposed to be a
you are working for
exactly.
You're working for the students.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be representing the students. So it's
And
not
you're working with them and for them.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't want a system that there's a there's a guidance counselor that does not listen to you.
That's detached.
Yeah, you are just detached. You are just there. So
Yeah.
now, if a student comes to report to you that this is my problem, this teacher makes me feel this way or makes me feel that way, and you do not listen to the person, you can push that person to act a certain way.
So here's what I think. I think there should be proper orientation. Students need to know why they are in school.
Exactly.
Okay? Then we need to nurture a culture of responsibility amongst all the various stakeholders.
And then parents.
Yes, there should be parental guidance. Parents need to set proper examples at home. And of course, they should contribute to the nurturing of the child. Then we should have disciplinary measures that are deterrent enough on both sides, for the student and for the teacher.
Yeah, for the teachers.
Okay?
Yeah.
Set up campus clubs that can deal with some of these issues. And then, of course, there should be policy direction from the powers that be on what the specific guidelines are, what contributes to an offense, what sanctions are there for this offense. I think this will go a long way to help address some of these things.
It's obvious teachers are suffering low-key.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they should also find innovative ways of trying to have relationships with kids. In as much as I know you are scared of them sometimes, but also you too, that's why you're a teacher, you're a surrogate parent. Try and put yourself in the shoe of a parent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more.
Ghana Traditional Council, on behalf of the entire Ghana state, announces the annual ban on drumming and noise making as part of the sacred rites leading to the Homo Festival.
Ghana mamu, timfe anali, ateshin, imlae niko wonga dumo, wongmehi, wakusuni, wakabachuni,
The ban across the Ghana state will take effect from Monday, May 12th to Thursday, June 12th, 2025. However, Osu, La, Teshi, Nungwa, Tema, Boom, Pram Pram, and Ningo traditional areas will observe their bans separately, with dates to be announced by their various councils. During this period, all visitors are required to comply with the following regulations. Religious activities to be confined within premises without the use of external loudspeakers, no drumming, clapping, or use of musical instruments in public places, no roadside evangelism or street preaching with loudspeakers. There will be no funeral or burial ceremonies within this period up until the 20th of June 2025. This practice is not only a cultural tradition, but also protected under the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, ensuring the preservation of our customs and identity. A dedicated task force, in collaboration with the Regional Security Council, Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies, as well as the Ghana Police Service, will strictly enforce compliance. We urge all residents, institutions and visitors to respect this sacred tradition as we uphold our cultural heritage and foster social harmony. Nyacha, Nyo Manyaba.
Life can get hectic, and sometimes we forget to prioritize our well-being. That's where Vernal Mineral Water steps in. A refreshing solution packed with essential minerals, Vernal Mineral Water keeps you hydrated and balanced. Whether you're at home or work, Vernal Mineral Water is there to keep you going. Don't let a busy schedule hinder your health. Make Vernal Mineral Water a part of your daily routine. Share the love with Vernal Mineral Water, the choice for a healthy, vibrant you.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is bread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still creamy. On point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
What do you do when love cuts deep and blood cuts deeper? Your sister, your fiancé, one secret shatters everything. This week on Sister Sister, the drama reaches a breaking point. Loyalty is tested, truths are revealed, and forgiveness, that might be too much to ask.
Dear sisters, I'm a woman in her 30s with a good job, and I'm fortunate to have one of the best men as my husband-to-be. One day, I collapsed just when I was about to leave home for work and ended up in a coma at the hospital for about 3 weeks. The elders in my family suggested my sister stands in for me as my fiance's wife until I come out of coma, and that's exactly what happened. I feel betrayed, I feel hurt, and I don't know what to do. My sister and I aren't talking because of this. Likewise, the man I thought I loved.
It's understandable that he's not talking to his sister, because no matter what, if my sister did that to me, I'll never forgive her for life, even when we start talking.
So as you marry the sister, are you going to consummate the marriage, or are you just going to hold on till she comes out of coma? Why, if you're not going to consummate the marriage while she's in coma, why don't you just hold on till she recovers?
I'm thinking if her family is that prudent and clear-minded, I don't see how you are not even thinking of her coming out of where she is first.
Right.
Don't miss it. Friday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Grab the popcorn. This is not your average family drama. Sister Sister is proudly sponsored by Gino. Gino truly cares.
Channel 1 channel, through the tunnel, not a scoundrel. This is Nana Senti and the Akwantufour band, standing here to present words that are broken, woven and spoken. My name is Pabna Pra. Akwantufour, Yanam na Yakro, Yadudwan Yadipia Koduo, Nya Yakro, Yenimara, and Siobetruho. Akwantufour, ni ohunu kwan eyo bisafo, onantefo, okukudrufo, atie bisa ni agro.
Akwantufour ye future, nasi ebedu, kakra ye future, nasi ebedu. Akwantufour ye future, nasi ebedu, kakra ye future, nasi ebedu.
Akwantufour, Jai and Mufutufour, Mwa Rechechefour, Mwa Mojejefour, Mwa Kantifour, Mwa Bofour, Asofour, Atofour, Nananom Asafour. Akwantufour, Enyafe Kubo, Eyensen Kubo, Enyam Patatio, Eya Batatio, Bisa Frema Tatio. Yadurumpa Yanim, Sanasa Pinda Yanim, Yatrambai, and Apampi, Yansign Yetim. Upon to four, Emre Ebisia Yoshin, Yenimara, Yachiana, and Tiabekara, Janim, Amu, Ganaba, Osibisa, Ochrema, Aisoba, Amanseba, Omar, Asabia, Akosia, Weyala, Sheba. Johani Wasu Petro Bokaima Yesu Nana Sente and Yakontufor Monfire 2.
Benijida. Midori said to cry go a tree. What Jamaica way go. Mama me a reconendo, a Johnny to my new do. You are crouching from my point to know Debbie and me pie me putting an son and then I make my friend. Then I may exhale me and I dream is sweetie by a friend or so a day of room my favorite to me birthday and I ain't it. Mumbai and yeah. Just be thinking about your lovely wife or your lovely husband. It's a happy day. Let me see, and you with it, and you with it, and you with it, and you with it. Yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T, yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T, yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T. Yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T, yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T, yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno, yeah, Big T, yeah, Bessa, yeah, Benno, yeah, Benno. Dance left to right, party all night long, we rock till we drop. From left to right, party all night long. We rock till we drop. Today is a happy day. Yeah, back roll. Yeah,
Come on.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and we just had some music there, and I really, really loved it. I mean, it's a nice way to, you know, get into the weekend. But right now, it's time for us to check out what's trending all on our social media handles. So I'm sure you already know some of the things that are trending, but if you don't know, let's just get straight to it. We're going to start with Iyoko.
Yeah,
Iyoko is still trending. Yeah. It's been trending since yesterday. It's been trending since yesterday, yes. And it's still trending this morning. Yeah. And
for one simple reason, because Wuntumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Boisiako, is still in custody at Iyoko. And yesterday, the Minority Caucus staged a walkout in Parliament, did a walk, let me say, a kifit exercise.
Yeah, a great
to
exercise.
The Iyoko headquarters, all asking that the bail conditions of Chairman Wuntumi be either removed. Something should be done about it. It's too much. That is the 50 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. But some of the comments on X concerning this issue, first from Iyoko. You know, Raymond Acha is the executive director of Iyoko, and in a message on X states that the man of the moment, Raymond Acha, executive director of Iyoko. Another one to say that,
you forgot the hashtag.
yeah, Abba Papa Abba. No, I didn't want to say that because it may sound political.
It's a hashtag that we saw on.
Yeah. And another one too for Dr. Sneka Nyami says that live from Iyoko headquarters, Obia Bekofio, Ghana for Monsorio, MPP for Monsorio. So I think later in the evening, Monsorio, MPP for Monsorio. So I think later in the evening, they said they were going to stay there overnight. So you can see in your shot the minority side of Parliament staged a walkout, walked to Iyoko, sat on the floor, led by the minority leader, Alexander Penyomakin, that they demand that the right thing from their side be done. Yes, so another exciting one too coming up from Ambassador Charles Oredu says that the mighty minority showed their resilience and courage yesterday, both in Parliament at Iyoko, demanding the release of Chairman Wuntumi, a luta continua. Another one too, if you turn yourself out to bail Wuntumi, later Iyoko questions you about how you made the 5 million cash. So 50 million Ghana cedis converted is $5 million. Yes. What will you say? It looks like that is why people are not going. A lot of comments on that. You have some tweets on that as well?
Yes, we have some tweets on that. Wuntumi sleeps alone in the premises of Iyoko while MPP members and MPs sleep in their houses, and that's by Anna Perry. And we also have one by Bongo Ideas. Them say Afenyo Makin tried using some Freemason ritual incantations spiritually bring Chairman Wuntumi out of Iyoko custody, but it failed. And also, yeah, I think that's it for now.
So Alexander Penyomakin, the minority leader, has also stated that today they will go there again. For us, what we do here is to keep our cameras there, 247. Our cameras are there. We will bring you all the action here on Channel 1 TV. Make sure that you stay with us here as we keep our cameras at Iyoko. An exciting Coca. What was he doing yesterday?
He was...
we have a video of Coca.
Yeah.
Let's show you that video.
He was doing a lot. He was actually doing a lot.
He was actually doing a lot.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, someone even tweeted that Charlie Coca is doing everything to get arrested, but so he was talking in the face of the police. He was, just doing a lot to be seen. And
Coca was doing a number of things yesterday. He was trying to trend, but well, he's in the trends. Yeah. He's in the trends. Let's bring you that video of Coca.
farmers said it's good. We are here. We are here. The IGP has sent his boys to come and attack. I know why you stay. You are laughing. Yes, you are there mocking us. You are mocking us today. We know you. You are there mocking us. You are there mocking us. That time will come. That time will come. That time will come. Your friend is saying, Remonacha, all these people and your personal vendetta. Say, police need to catch them. Say, oh, my chance, man, because you're in here, or moving here, or better. And I'm a person, man, it was a reset. The process is not done. The process will be formatting. But the formatting process, when we know you, we bring you out of your room for judgment. Everyone over here, we will, the format.
From what is happening, Coca there, and you could see the gestures he's making and all that. It's trending. This is something that, well, it's also some comment coming up on that. This Coca guy is blatantly issuing threat to Yoko workers and nobody's doing anything about it. Kojo Sheldon made this him popular, and if not, we won't know such a person as this. Well, there's a tweet also coming up there. Just an interesting one with his side. Charlie, power is transient though.
Very.
It has its starting point and it will expire. By the time you know, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Brian Champon is also trending. You know, Brian is, like we said this morning, he has shown his head to part of the race in the prime race, that is the flag bearer race of the New Patriotic Party. We are hoping to see what will happen during that period.
And they actually have an official hashtag for him. Hashtag Brian the Calm. Brian the Calm. So if you want to check it out, go to X or formerly Twitter, hashtag Brian the Calm, and you can read everything about him. Yeah.
Anyway, exciting one there. So Yoko, Aponyo Marking, Coca,
Brian
Parliament, all that trending, and also Brian Champon trending. And like we indicated, we are definitely going to keep our eyes on what is happening at Yoko.
Right.
Once that Chairman Untumi slept for the third time in Yoko, so we are going to bring you everything that will happen today. Should the minority work there today, we will let you know. Should the MPP, foot soldiers or sympathizers mass up at Yoko, we will bring you. If Wuntumi is given or he's able to meet the bail conditions and he leaves the premises as well, we will definitely bring you. But there's an exciting conversation we're going to have shortly.
Yes, we are going to be talking about Agri Fair.
Agri Fair, yes. Yeah,
Agri Fair.
The lady who is going to teach us will definitely join us shortly. Yes.
All right, but anyway, if you're wondering what Agri Fair is about, it's the biggest exhibition and sale of fresh farm produce. And you do not want to miss this because this is the maiden edition. It's happening at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park from the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025. Like I've been saying, I've started my susu. The box is almost full with the coins. Now, after that, I'm going to be transferring to the, paper money.
To the paper. All preparations to buy that goat.
That goat is really very important for me. And the exciting thing about the Agri Fair is that there's not going to be any issue of middlemen. You are buying directly from the farmers themselves. So that means everything will be at a reasonable price that you wouldn't want to miss. So I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't put this date on your calendars, you should actually.
So make sure that it's on your calendar. It's a 3-day event, 20th, 21st, 22nd of June. Just few weeks from now, you should make it a point to be part of it. Like we keep saying on this program, it gives you the chance to get directly to the farmers and no middleman.
Right.
But we are joining studio. Frema Edunyame. The lady who tutus for us.
Calm down.
And it is one and I hear, you know.
Yeah, necessary.
So we have in studio head of events and partnerships here at Channel 1 TV and also City FM, Firma Eduyami, to share with us details of this event, what is happening backdoor that we do not know, and also how preparations are going for ahead of this program that is going to happen a few weeks from now. Firma, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Firma. Good morning, Chris.
How are you doing?
I'm super good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing just gearing up for that event.
And it's in order.
So far, how many farmers do we have coming?
In terms of registration, we've crossed 100 farmers.
Really?
Yes. So in fact, at this point, you know, we are the next phase of the project. So what the exhibitors, the farmers who have registered, we move to payment. People have started paying. So this is when, you know, sometimes the unpleasant news comes in because you want to delay, you know, in coming to make your payment. I always say that once you've registered, you are convinced because you ask all the questions before you go ahead to register. So it means you are convinced you are coming. So follow it up with payments before you get disappointed, you know, because when it comes to these events, we don't have deadlines for payments, sadly. Once we've reached the threshold where we feel we are okay with the number of exhibitors coming, we just close payments, we close registrations and all. So in order to avoid, you know, not being able to do it, just make sure that you pay because now people are paying.
Wow.
And I can tell you that we're also still getting registrations every day. And so very soon we'll have to close registrations.
Very soon.
Very soon we'll have to close registrations because we are around somewhere 120 exhibitors already. And so now is your payment securing your spot.
Right, so talking about the exhibitors or farmers, what are some of the produce that they are going to be bringing on board, especially for the fact that some of the people have started paying? So what do you see that is going to be there?
I can mention but just a few. Because we have anything you can, any produce you think of when it comes to farming, somebody is bringing. You know, and sometimes I'm like, so are people, why are people farming in this, you know? And it's quite interesting. So we have almost everything from the livestock, you know, to poultry products, to vegetables, to fruits, to tubers, to seeds, to everything. It looks like to fertilizer, you know, everything. Yes, everything, almost everything, to Wellington boots. So, I mean, everything you can imagine when it comes to farming.
Wow.
So we are talking pepper, we are talking tomatoes, we are talking goats, we are talking cattle, we are talking rabbits, we are talking snails, we are talking fish. I mean, everything, cassava, gari, onions, I mean, everything. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So it means that we are almost set for the event on the day proper. But now people will ask, from the patron's point of view, how many people ideally will you say that the place could hold?
Phil, that would be difficult to say. So let me use the AMA when we had the Back to Your Village Food Festival. I mean, head count with people coming in and going, people coming in. We had over 50,000 people.
Right.
Now, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park is about 3 times bigger. The size of the forecourt of the AMA. So if we are using those metrics, you know, then, I mean, it looks like the whole Accra is coming there. We are using population. It can hold, because usually with this event, people are coming in, buying, leaving, others are coming, you know, leaving and all that. So in terms of congestions and how we felt, we also know all the complaints sometimes that come when we have our events at the AMA. You know, we are not going to be experiencing that at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. This is a market, you know, you know, exactly.
Yeah. Is there a particular thing you do on Friday and do on Saturday and Sunday?
We are shopping, so it's
everything at the same time.
3-day event. So all the exhibitors coming, all the farmers who are coming, they are going to be there for the 3 days. You know, so we are just shopping back to back, having fun, doing everything non-stop for 3 days.
Right. Now, let's talk about the business side of things, or when people want to know more about the agricultural sector. That's the fora that's going to be happening on that day.
The clinics.
Yeah, oh, well, the clinics,
yes,
yeah. Can you tell us a bit about those ones?
Yeah, you know, so for the clinics, we are looking at like 3 areas. Okay, so we are looking at, I want to be a farmer. Now we are talking agriculture. Now we are talking about, you know, investing in other areas, side jobs and all that. So if you are, for instance, Grace wants to go into farming, sometimes you sit back, you admire it.
Yes.
But where do I even start from?
How do I start?
Oh, no. So we have these clinics for, I want to be a farmer, those who want to go into farming. We have experts coming in to take us through like the basic steps. If you are a farmer already, you want to scale up, you want to open up, you know. We also have facilitators who will be taking us through all that. And then we are looking at access to funding. So you are already a farmer, you want to open up, you want investors to come in, you want access to funds. What do you do? Where do you go? We have sponsors coming from financial institutions. How are they going to be of help to you? You also want to start as an individual. Are you qualified? So we are having all these conversations at the clinic. And then we look at value addition. I'm already in farming, you know, I want to move to the next level of my farming, industrialization. Can I be now go into processing? What can I do? You know, how can technology help me to further develop whatever it is I'm doing? So it's beyond that we are going to shop, we are also looking at the technicalities of farming, the serious aspect of farming. And so for me, even if you're not coming to buy anything,
Come and learn.
these are ways that you can add something. I mean, the value addition, literally speaking, this is how you can be able to also enjoy it.
And is it free? Is that one free?
Yes.
Okay.
So the clinic is free?
So the clinic, but you have to register.
Okay.
So as we move on, we'll also share details on the clinic, you know, how to go through the registration and what your expectations will be and what ours will be as well.
Wow. So the clinic, can the farmer who is selling, can he or she be part of the clinic?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you probably might want to, you know, diversify, go into something else.
Scale up,
Come and listen to how you can do that. You are currently into cassava cultivation. Is that it?
What can you do with it again?
The cassava that you are not selling, the ones that, you know, people don't come and buy, you know, they have a very short shelf line. These are serious consumables. So these ones that you have left, how can you even process these ones to, let's say, kukunte? How can you package it? How can you, you know, export these things? How can you ensure that your products not just remain on the farm, but you're also able to, for instance, go the next level, add value to it, and have your products on the shelves? You know, now we are eating everything. Gari is packaged, granite is packaged, everything is packaged, including water.
Gary, yeah,
exactly.
Grated
you know,
cassava.
We call it cassava flakes.
Oh, cassava flakes.
You know, so I mean, the higher you go, the more bougie your name gets, right? Exactly.
Because you go to a restaurant and you're like, I want cassava flakes and some peanuts. Yeah. So you move away from. You move away from Ghanaian katie. No. It's cassava flakes and peanuts and some
like
sweetener.
Flakes. Yeah.
You understand?
In other words, soakings.
In soakings.
Yes, soakings.
Yeah, the fresh apart with this.
So it's like the value addition part.
Exactly. You know. Now everywhere you go, people are eating gari at restaurants and all. So come and also learn how to put your gari, at high places. Come and network, bond with people. Business owners are coming, individuals are coming. So the Agri Fair is putting consumers, directly in touch with the farmers. So come get customers, okay? If you have people that homes that every Saturday or once a month, you supply food to them. These are ways that you can market your products. True. You don't always have to wait on your farm for a middleman to come in, determine the price for you because your hands are tied. This is a way of also knowing what is happening. Come and talk to other farmers, collaborate, know what people are doing. You are into cassava cultivation, get somebody who is into peanuts, granite cultivation, do the soakings at a different level. Exactly. You get it? So it's a great opportunity for everyone coming in. And as we also are talking about this, as patrons that we are going, there's also a great way to also start a retail business. All right. So in your own small area, your neighborhood, you can also decide that moving on, I'm going to be the palm oil supplier. I'm going to be the pepper supplier. I'm going to be this. We have the producers there. So come in, beyond shopping, let's also talk business.
Beautiful.
Right.
Wow.
I like that.
Are we going to have some bodies there, i.e. regulatory bodies there, that will also help us understand what the process is we must go through, either to be register our agribusiness or try and be on the right path by way of doing business when it comes to farming?
You know, so the clinic is going to cover quite a lot. All right, so we are still putting facilitators together. We are still looking at the general needs of people, you know. So all I can say is people should register and come for the clinics as well, because a lot will be discussed at these clinics. Let's not forget about the roles that our sponsors are playing in this whole thing. They'll be there to talk to people. DBG is there, Exim Bank is there. You know, we spoke about value addition, making sure you can export your stuff. We are talking about all these things, access to financing, you know, and then legacy crop is also there. I want to go into it. I want to start. How do I do it? So let's just come, shop, and also be part of the clinic, because your questions will be answered.
Rightly so. Final words from you.
Final word is, if you have already registered to be an exhibitor at the Agri Fair that is happening on the 20th to the 22nd of June at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park, this is the time to make your payment. Please, please, please do so. Register ASAP. Know that you are secured, because it is only your payments that can secure your spot. Give us a call now, 020-5973-973. Follow through with your payment, and let's have a great business time.
So that's the caution coming from Frema Edunyami. Don't just call, oh, I want to find out and I want to do it. Then you are waiting for last minute. By the time you realize,
we are already done with finding out.
we are done. It's like to be like Heritage Caravan.
Exactly.
That a lot of people were coming last minute. So please, if you want to be part of this event, make sure that you register early and also pay, because the payment is very important.
Yeah,
that
because
is actually absolutely free.
If you don't pay, this is the Channel 1 and City event. You know what it is? You just hear sold out.
Sold out, yes.
Yeah, and that's because you actually snooze on that.
Sold out.
So you don't want to miss any of that. Anyway, it's been a great conversation, and I hope that you have registered it on your reminder. Set the calendar, put it there, mark that date or those dates, because it's actually very important. And you know, everybody still wants to have a side business, so I think this is a very serious industry to consider, especially because it feeds us. So you don't want to miss any of this, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, thank you so much, Frema.
Thank you for
having me. It was really
me.
nice having you here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have more for you.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at Agri Fair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. Agri Fair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Agri Fair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Agri Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank and Legacy Crop Improvement Center.
Bold patterns, bolder women, celebrating the gift of womanhood.
GTV, life styled.
Excellent. Be that business owner that stands out and is very productive.
You're so confident. How do you do it?
It starts with Built. Where does your confidence come from? Paperwork made simple. Built takes all the hassle away. Yep, don't be like her. Built is your all-in-one simplified finance platform. It's your home for invoices, payments, your payroll, and so much more.
Oh, wow.
Grow your business today. Sign up now at built.africa. Download the Built app now.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Ghanaian Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
And orange, give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
In Accra, every year, we have about 18,000 people dying because of air pollution. So we are looking at how do you make sure the citizens of Accra are getting clean air.
It's imperative that we tackle air pollution. Central Accra is where a lot of burning takes place. The main source of pollution in Accra is poor waste collection practices. You have people burning their trash left and right. And then also vehicular emissions because of the dense traffic. The goal of the Bridge Cities initiative in Accra is to influence air quality planning policy decisions. We are deploying air quality sensors in schools, in bus terminals, in residential areas and market centers to generate hyperlocal air quality data in Accra.
Once we know locally what is happening, we are able to tailor-make decisions and plans and policies towards it. We believe at the end of the day, it's going to help us save a lot more lives.
Hi, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, right? And right now we are about to, talk to someone. We're going to be looking at someone behind some of Africa's biggest hits. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us is a DJ, an artist, and a producer, Guilty Bits. Hi, Guilty Bits.
I'm good. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling
wow.
good this morning.
From Accra to a global stage right now. How does it feel?
Bro, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
You're grateful?
Yeah.
Because you've become one of the most recognizable sound architects in the world right now. How does that, make you feel, really?
I feel like it was destiny.
I keep asking you that question because obviously I know where you started from. Community 18.
Yep.
Spin 6. That small studio.
Yeah, you understand. You know the story.
Right.
It was a long time coming.
Right.
And I've been working so hard, and I'm grateful that now, I get the opportunity to shine and tell my story to the world. Yeah.
So let's tell your story. How did Guilty Beats start?
So I would say I started at the age of 13, where I was just making beats on phones. Like my friends will have phones, and I'll be creating instrumentals. I had friends that were rappers at that time. They were trying to like rap, and they would like have like rap battles with the beats, and I feel like that's where the passion started from. I feel like since then I'd like been wanting to continue to make music. And then, you know, fast forward, like I was 18, 19, you know, you're talking about coming to 18.
Yeah, coming to 18. Oh, you were 18, 19 that time?
Yeah.
The time I met you?
Yeah, I was.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like 18, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Long time. I started so young, but yeah. And it's been going on, you know, working in that studio, met a lot of artists, build like relationships with them, and I guess my destiny was meant to be where I am.
Yeah. So did you ever doubt yourself at any point?
Yeah.
Because obviously we know how the music industry in Ghana goes. It's ups and downs. It's not stable.
Yeah.
So did you ever doubt yourself?
Yeah.
And when you doubted yourself, what did you tell yourself to keep going?
So that was in like 2015. I was like almost about to quit music, you understand? And I prayed. It was just a prayer. I was like, I need one sign just to show that, okay, continue or just stop, you understand? And then I made a song with Mr. Easy called Sample You.
Yeah.
And then when the song took off, I was like, okay, this is a sign for me to just keep going, and then there'll be a breakthrough. I didn't know if it was going to be the following year or the same, but I took that as a sign like, okay, this means that something's going to happen.
But were you making money?
No, I wasn't. At that time, I wasn't making that. I was, but I wasn't making that much money. Yeah.
So would you say you're making much now?
We thank God. I'm making good.
You're making with thank God kind of money now.
I'm good. I have freedom to do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's nice. So you've worked with some huge names, like obviously you called Mr. Easy, Sarkodie, Thames, Beyonce, but what was the moment that really changed your career?
I would say when I produced on the Lion King album.
On the Lion King album.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a switch. It's like people in Ghana realized who I was. I'm the guy that released Akwaba.
Are you serious?
And people around the world were like, oh wait, who's this? We want to work with him. Like, so it opened a lot of doors for me. Just to work with different artists. Yeah.
How did you even get that call? That Beyonce call to be on the Lion King?
To be honest, I feel like they were researching and they found me.
Oh,
so they sent an email directly to me saying that, hey, we're working on this project, yes, and so would you be interested in working on it? And I was like, yeah, why not? So I flew to New York, met the head of the one organizing the album, the A&R, and she asked me if I wanted to come to Los Angeles to come and work, and I said, yeah, great.
Why not?
Yeah, and they flew me to LA. I was there for 5.
So from New York to LA?
I went back to London.
Oh, okay.
Then they flew me from London to LA.
Wow.
I was on tour, so I was just there for 5 days, and you know, God being so great, I was able to get like 3 songs.
So you did everything in their studio?
Yeah, I did everything in their studio.
So how was it like working with them? So basically, how is it like working with them compared to us working with an African artist?
I feel like at that time, they were really on the ball. So I was there for 5 days. So I got there, started literally the next day, I started making music. I started creating the beats. The one with Shatawale and Beyonce. Literally the next day, I was on it. Beyonce was in the studio. She was like,
oh, you met Beyonce?
Yeah, I
did.
did
You get an autograph from me? Because I'm a Bay, I'm in the Bay Hive.
I know. That was pressure. Because I was like,
really?
Yeah, because
so you were seeing Beyonce in front of you. Was it like shaking?
Like the way we are like that. I was just looking at her. I couldn't believe I was looking at her like that. It was very up close and personal, you know. She was just there to see she just said, I'm coming to say hi.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. She came to see what I was doing and how I'm creating. She wasn't there for long, like 10 minutes.
And then that's it.
Yeah, but it was...
That's the star power. 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. You get to see me and smell me. That's it. Right. Now, obviously, it's not been easy, but you have broken, through to the next level.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you realize that I need to transition into something else? That's being a DJ, because I saw some of your videos. I'm like, huh?
When did I start DJing?
This guy's a producer. When did he start DJing?
You see, one of the reasons why I released Aquaba as me, because in 2017 I made the decision that I'm gonna drop music as Guilty Beats featuring the artist.
Oh, yeah.
So that was technically me leading, just me being the artist. And so I had to learn how to DJ so that I can perform the music that I release. Do you understand? So that's how I transitioned into DJing as well.
Yeah. But how do you actually get your inspiration when creating a beat? Because for you to be recognized out there, that they had to even send you a mail, they had to research and all that. And for someone like you, I know you're a very low-key guy. You've been very quiet ever since I met you.
I know.
So I'm wondering, like, you don't make noise on social media. You don't even make noise.
I didn't know that.
You don't do anything. You understand? I feel like it's now that you are even trying to coming out, putting out pictures and all that. So how do you actually get inspired to make the beats that you make for people out there to say, okay, I'm interested in this guy?
I feel like it's different type of inspiration, because sometimes I need silence. Like, I need to be at home and just be silent. I need to be in the studio and just be quiet, because I kind of hear things in my head. That's how I hear like music progressions. Also, I learned how to play the keys myself.
By yourself.
So even if I'm not hearing anything, I have like knowledge on like chords to play to create something, to create a feeling. So it could be, I could be driving, I could be at home just not doing anything. I could just be laying in bed and just like hearing stuff. And once I hear it, I need to go and before I forget, I need to go and put it down.
So what's the hardest part? What's the hardest part of navigating the music industry? And, well, not just in Ghana, because now you're global.
Yeah, worldwide. I think is the business side of things.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it's also like being able to connect. Like, you need a team of people who are out there, like mentioning your name in rooms. Do you understand? Once, if you're not in this country, like you need to have a representative that's out there, like mentioning you and trying to put you in even bigger spaces.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right. So, if a young producer is to come to you right now and ask him and ask you to give him an advice, what advice would you give to him that you would have given to your 17-year-old self?
I would say, do a lot of research. I would say learn a lot about the business side of the music. Yeah, because you can be talented, but you know the business side is a bit crazy out there. You understand? You have to have a lot of knowledge so that you don't get taken advantage of. Basically.
Right.
Because I went through that. It was.
And how was it for you? How did you navigate all that challenge?
I had to learn on the spot. Like, I had to learn as I was going. Because when Aquaba took off, I had to I had to learn DJ on the go. I had to learn the industry, the business, how to position yourself, everything as I was progressing.
Right. So would you say that's one of the biggest problems of the Ghanaian industry? People not trying to get abreast with the business side of things?
I would say, yeah.
Because there are talent.
There's talent, but it's like they are not being educated on the other side, which is very important. You understand? I thought it was just music and I just want to make music and go. And then you're becoming bigger and you're like, you need to get a lawyer here, you need to get a business manager, you need to get this type of manager. Do you understand? And you need to just be aware. Yeah.
So
you need to read your contracts, like all this.
So you read your contract?
Yeah. I mean, now I'm like, I have to understand every. I sit with my lawyer and we go through everything together. And he explains every part of it. Do you understand? Yeah.
So now you are. I met you as the first time I met you was that young boy in that small studio at Community 18. Right. Are you still that boy?
I am. I haven't changed in my core.
Okay.
Like, I'm still humble, I'm still down to earth. I'm not attached to all the fame and all the money.
So you still eat your wache on the street?
I'm going to eat wache, understand? I still like stop by, I still see some of my friends from back then.
Right.
You understand?
So when you're not making music, what does Guilty do for fun?
Most times it's probably weird, but most times I'll be hiking.
Oh, you hike a lot?
I just go climb some mountain and just be on top and just have some fresh air.
Right,
you understand?
right.
I think that's what I'll be doing most times. If not, maybe traveling, doing something else.
Yeah.
Maybe playing football.
Playing football.
Yeah.
You ain't got a love life?
Love, not right now.
Not right now.
Right
you've
now.
You've been connected with some names. I don't want to ask these names because they're mutuals, but
Oh, really?
yeah, you ain't got a girlfriend.
What? Not right now. No,
Not right
don't.
now.
No, not right now. I don't. I'll be honest too. Like,
So you're single?
Yeah.
Get to single?
Single, fully.
Searching?
I might. I don't know if I'm saying. I believe in law of attraction. When it comes, it comes.
When it comes, it comes,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now let's talk about working with Thames. How did you get connected to one of the biggest African stars, Thames?
You know, it's still grace, man. So I met Thames in.
Are you religious?
Yeah.
Because you keep saying grace is
Yeah,
God and
because
all
I
that.
believe in God.
Yeah.
Because everything happens through God. Like
Okay.
I don't have a hand. Like to even be honest, most of the times when the year begins, I just say, God, I put this year into your hands, and I just live my life.
Wow. Wow.
And then things just happen. Things are just
That's
happening.
good.
Yeah.
Your mom's prayers and your dad's prayers are working.
It's working. Yeah. It's seriously working.
So now let's talk about how you met Thames and,
So
how
I
you
met
got
her
working with her.
I met her in 2021 through her manager, Wale.
Wale, yeah.
And, you know, he came to listen to some music. He came to listen to Kim Promise's album, 5 Star, at that time. I had produced like some songs, about like 5 songs on there. And, you know, every song that he liked from the album, he was like, who produced it? And they were like, Guilty. Who produced it? Guilty. I was like, I need to see this guy. Who is this? And then, you know, he came to meet me and he told me he has an artist he's managing called Thames. At that time, Thames is like coming up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, why not? Let's work. And then literally like a week after, you know, they came to Ghana, we worked in the studio, and we did like, I would say maybe 7 ideas. And one of them came out as Me and You.
Yeah, Me and You.
That was one of the first songs we actually did on our first time meeting. And since that time, we've been close, and she's like, I want to keep working.
And you guys are growing together, obviously.
Yeah, you understand? So we travel together, like wherever she is, I am. And
nice.
Good,
Now,
yeah.
now I'm gonna give you time to brag about yourself a bit. Let's talk about your discograph. Discograph. All right, name them, all the hits and all the albums. Let's go.
Damn, okay.
The ones we don't know, because a lot of people don't.
The ones you don't know?
I don't think a lot of people know that you even did Me and You.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let's just
So
give me some
Me
names.
and You, Crazy Things.
That's with Thames?
produced. Yeah, that's with Thames. I produced Move on the Renaissance album. That won a Grammy as well.
Right. So you're a Grammy winner.
I'm a Grammy winner.
Hey, the boy from Community 18.
I couldn't believe it, but look,
Hey.
it was just by grace.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that. I've worked with Georgia Smith.
Oh, you work with Georgia Smith?
Yeah, I work
okay.
with you. We have a song together that's out. It's called All of This. And I worked with recently Jessie Reyes. It was earlier this year. It's called, for her album called Paid in Memories. And I worked with Kelani as well.
Yeah, Kelani.
featuring Omale. Who else? So many people in the world. Victoria Monet. I'm working with Victoria Monet right now.
Serious?
Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
You're definitely you've definitely left the shores of Ghana and just gone international.
But the whole thing is to
Ghana to the world.
Yeah, but also to bring
the
them
world
in.
to
So when
Ghana.
I'm there, that's what I'm doing. Like
So do you
come
see
to
yourself?
Ghana,
You see yourself as a tool of tourism too?
that's like the bridge. Yes,
You're like a bridge.
I'm like, okay, I'm the middle ground. I feel like my purpose is to just be there and try.
An ambassador.
Ambassador type, yeah. And try and bring people here. I know people come to enjoy the country, but at the same time, I want them to connect with the artists here.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing my best. I'm doing as much as I can to. I mention names like, yo, you need to come work with this person, that person. You understand? So when they eventually come, they know that I'm here, and you know it's gonna be great.
Wow. I mean, it's been very inspiring listening to you, especially inspiring for because I also knew where you started from. Well, I didn't know you were that young, though. I didn't. Okay, but what was I thinking? You were my sister's friend, so yeah. So I didn't know you were that young, but yeah, I think you've really done well for yourself, and I like the fact that you're still the same person. You aren't trying to change. You still have the same values. You still have the same friends, and you know, and all that, and you carry everyone along. So well done, well done. But I've never asked why Guilty Beats. What are you guilty of?
I would say I'm guilty of making amazing music.
Come on.
That's it.
So what's your real name?
Ronald.
Ronald.
Ronald Banful.
Ronald
Banful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ronald Banful, where are you from in Ghana?
I'm an Ashanti.
In Ashanti.
Yeah. My mom is an Ashanti. My dad is a Ethiopian.
Right. So when is your birthday? I'm not trying to get the year, but when is your birthday?
Oh, 17th January. I mean, it's on Wikipedia. Right. I mean, I can say the year because I can't hide it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So January 17th, Capricorn.
Okay, you're Capricorn. Yeah. You believe in astrology? But you're a Christian.
I don't believe in it. No.
Anyway, it was really nice having you on the show. It was really nice having you on the show. And I'm sure a lot of people are inspired by your story.
Yeah.
So any final words to people who look up to you?
I would say don't quit, because I feel like if I actually quit, I wouldn't have been where I am today.
Right.
Do you understand? So I would say whatever you're going through right now, don't quit. Keep going. Yes, and keep doing your research. Keep like these days it's social media. So if you need to post yourself making a beat, post yourself making a beat on put it on Instagram. Just post.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be shy.
And
don't be shy like how you were shy.
I know. Don't be shy. Be confident in yourself and believe in what you're doing. You understand? And that's how it's going to translate to people that are actually listening to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
you so much. Thank you so much, Ronald Banful, aka Guilty Beats. It was nice having you in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. So he's our personality of the day, and if you don't know him, he is, one of the, biggest things or biggest exports now when it comes to music from Ghana, here Accra, Ghana, to the world. He's a DJ, he's an artist, and of course, he is a producer, one of the best producers in the world right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get into our communities, but Philip is going to be taking us through that. Philip.
Beautiful conversation, Cutie Bit and Chris Carter. Interesting one. Let's now move to our communities. There is a good news coming from Yape Presby School. Not long ago this week, we had a conversation on this school that the children there do not have the needed furniture to study. But today, there is a good news coming. Let's bring you a report of how the situation was after we move in there and have further conversation on that.
Channel 1 News visits to the school revealed that the school has been in a deplorable state. The cemented floor of the classrooms of the school have worn off, doors and windows not in good shape. This situation has resulted in some residents and even animals accessing and using the classrooms after school hours. John Fuseni, PT and SMC chairman, told Channel 1 News they have been battling with the situation for a very long time. According to him, some residents have shown concern by assisting the school, but the situation is now unbearable.
We don't have furniture. Even in the class, you can see that the children are lying down. How can a child lie down on the floor and be writing? That is our big problem. And no teacher will be happy to see he or a child lying down in the class to write. How do you correct this? So that is what our problem we are facing. So we are appealing. Not the only government, but anybody. Even though our people here, they have been doing their best.
Abdullah Abdul Mumin, senior prefect of the Yape Presby Primary, is appealing to government and stakeholders to come to their aid with classroom furniture and a KG block.
Our school does not have a KG classroom. We lack furniture, so we are appealing to the MP District Assembly and the government to support us with our KG classroom.
Idi Kamil, Assembly Member for the Yape electoral area and presiding member for Central Gonja District Assembly, indicated that the school has teachers' bungalows which have become a death trap. Teachers consequently now rent and stay far away from the school, which also hampering teaching and learning.
So behind me is the teachers' quarters for Yape Presby A and B Primary School. As we can see, the structure is in a dilapidated state. As at now, teachers don't want to stay in because it's a death trap now. And so because of that, teachers resort to rent from town. Others too, they stay far from the school and then travel to school. And so because of this, sometimes some of them come to school late and then classes doesn't start early. So we are calling on government, like I said, or other organizations who can support us to build teachers' quarters on campus here so that teachers can stay.
So there you saw it, the children on the floor studying in Yape Presbyterian School in the Savannah region. We're very much not so excited about this news because how could children in their formative years be lying on the floor to study? But today, there's a good news coming from that institution after Channel 1 TV and also here on Breakfast Daily. We pushed for the right thing should be done. We told the story, pushing for change to be done, and today we are getting the change that we need. Certainly, if the bad story breaks, we would say it here, and if the good one comes after what we have said here, we would definitely give it some highlights. Chris, what I understand is that the authority have moved in to address the concern. Mind you, the district chief executive, when we spoke to him, he indicated that they are putting in measures to get the children or the pupils some desks to learn when it comes to studying in the school. And today, it's something that has really happened. And we are just excited about this. We'll be touching base with all the people that are needed or in the institution and find out from them how they came by this solution immediately, because we spoke about it on Monday.
On Monday.
Good, on Monday. And today being a Friday, just 4 days after we having a conversation here, something has been done. But like Oliver Twist, we still be asking for more.
We want more.
Yes, we still be asking for more.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that if these things weren't done, we would have still spoken about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also like the fact that I think, who was it, the MC?
The DCE.
The DCE, yeah. I like the fact that he actually said, like, in 1 week.
Yeah, he said in a week's time.
It's going to happen, you understand? So I was excited that, I'm actually excited, not I was. I'm excited that he has, you know, fulfilled his promise.
He's fulfilled it.
Yeah.
So let's go to the school now, the Yape Presby School in Savannah region. Our correspondent Malik Ghazari is there. Malik, good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
By his grace.
Share with us the good news that we have after airing the story from the Yape Presby School.
Yes, after airing the story, today we are currently at the Yape Presby Primary School and looking at the faces of the pupils and learners. You can see a bit of relief. I'm using my word cautiously, a bit of relief, because they've had 60 furniture, and each block, when they distributed it, each block had 30. So it's only the one class which had adequate furniture. The remaining 10, they said they will only shift it move it to the next class. So meaning they've received it, but it's not enough. And with all what they can say is that they really appreciate the move by the district assembly for coming in, as most of their students were on their best stomach reading and writing.
So now with the furniture or the desk, we can see, when are they moving it into the classroom for the children to benefit?
Yes, currently they've moved some to the classroom, and some of the visuals are with the production team. So they've moved some to the classrooms, and with the other block, the students have even started using the furniture. The block B, they are here to move theirs to the classroom for them to start using it anytime soon.
But you're on the compound, right?
Yes, I'm currently at the block B compound.
Is it far from where the children are?
No, it's not far from where the children are.
I would have wished you moved to where the children are so you could get some. Yes,
currently on break, but we'll just move to the classroom
Good.
for you to see how
Good.
the furniture
Good.
has been arranged.
Good, beautiful. So that we can really appreciate what has been done, what the children, and now though they are on break, we will be coming back from break shortly so that they can sit on at least something has been done about this. And that is what we've been saying here on the show every now and then, that we are here to tell the story and to ensure that change is brought into our various communities. Chris, I'm just excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to see the faces of the students.
Exactly.
I wish we could talk to them.
Yeah.
The KG primary. This here is
we have kids sitting on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You can see some bit of from the faces of the kids. Some of them even feel that sitting on it is even far better than going for break.
Of course.
Of course.
If I should get something new, I want to have a feel of it before I move out of the class. I'm not sure they've had this in a very long time.
Yes.
And if you should have a chair or a furniture, a desk to sit on to learn, why not? I would want to experience this. Do you have the teacher of that particular class there or something?
Yes, the teacher of that particular class, she's here, who would like to
engage her.
Engage her. Yes. Good morning. Yes. Please, how do you feel having furniture in your classroom?
You feel very happy. For now, we can see that our children are now happy. And you can see it from their faces.
Okay.
For now, they can sit and write.
All right. So how relieved are you too?
I'm also happy seeing my children sitting on their chairs with happy faces and they are able to write. I'm also happy.
All right. Are this enough?
No, it's not enough. We still need some more chairs because our children, they are many.
So what appeal do you have for the stakeholders and authority?
We are still appealing for them to get us more chairs so that all of the children can get and sit on it to write.
Thank you very much. Philip, as you've heard from her, she's a teacher from the basic A.
And she was actually on the floor
that day,
teaching teaching the children, and now she can actually sit close to them on their desk and teach them. This is laudable. This is good.
Yeah, but I just want to ask, how many classes do not have furniture yet?
Yes, with that one, I would like us to speak with the head teacher of the block B, so he can really speak more of it.
Yeah,
the head teacher of the block. Yeah. All right. Good morning. Yeah. So, how many classrooms lack furniture at the moment?
About 3 classes lack furniture.
Okay.
We have KG1, KG2. They are not having at all. And P1, P2. So for now, for my block, I have finished the class 1 block, and the remaining has been moved to class 2. So KG1, KG2 are still not having furniture.
Okay. So meaning KG1, KG2 are still not having furniture?
Yes, please.
Yes. So meaning the furniture that have been given is only for primary 1?
Primary 1.
So can you lead us to the KG?
Yes.
Philip, please, he's leading us to the KG block for everyone to see how the KG, they also struggle for without furniture.
So that is Malik Ghazari there with the head teacher of the Yape Presby School, leading us to the KG1 and KG2 class where they are also battling with furniture. They are learning or studying on the bare floor, and that we are pushing that some form of work should be done immediately, like what has been done for the class 1 pupils. Now they have desks that they can sit on and study. Teaching and learning can easily go on. And the teacher was so excited. Ghazari, we are here for you. Let's have a conversation.
Yes. Yes. This is the current situation of the KG. Here's the current situation. So let's go back to the headmaster. Yes.
This is my KG class. This is my KG class.
All right.
This is how the children now going to write. So the furniture they go back. We can only use it for one. So we are appealing to the Nagrat society, our able another then the district assembly how they are done.
Ghazari, you kindly get the mic closer to the head teacher so that it will be audible. Yeah.
Can be comfortable sitting and writing, as you have seen in the other classes.
So I would like us to speak with the class teacher to find out how she feels looking at the students on the floor. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You don't feel comfortable because looking at how the children are sitting on the floor, how can you sit on the floor or lie on the floor and write well? So we are appealing to them. They should come to our aid and help us to get furniture so that the children will be free. Even their uniforms are very, when they wear uniform Monday, then the next day the uniform will be very dirty. So we are appealing to them to come to our aid and help us with the furniture. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes. So let's the assembly member and the PTA chairperson, the PTA chairman and SMT chairman is also around for this success story, and they would like to also have a word to the for the district assembly after receiving the furniture.
Feel free. So let's engage him too briefly. Then we will speak to the district chief executive for the area, Mahama, who has brought this relief to the pupils in class 1. But like we always say, Oliver Twist, we are still asking for more for the KG classes. This is an interesting one.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I'm Honorable E.D. Kamil, the Assembly Member for Yape Electoral Area, then the Presiding Member for Central Gonja District. I think last week this story broke out, and it was something that was disheartening. And that's the reality. This is what is happening. We are live, and you can see in the classroom, there's no furniture. We want to thank the District Assembly for what they have done so far by giving us a few to try to solve the problem. But as of now, it is not enough. And so we thank them so much. But we are still appealing that benevolent organizations, our Honorable MP, and any other person that can still come to our aid to make sure that this problem become a thing of the past, we shall really appreciate it. Apart from that, even if you look at the entire building of Yape Presby B Primary, the building is in a bad shape. And so it needs a facelift. And if they can come to renovate the school, to give it a facelift, I think it will even motivate students to come to school, to stay in school, and to even learn. Quite apart from that, behind me is the teachers' quarters for that school. It is very, very bad. The teachers' quarters is nothing to write home about. And so I am still calling on anyone who can help us to put these problems into their rightful place, solve them for us, so that our children, our sisters, our brothers can come to school, learn just like any other kid out there who have good conditions to learn under. We shall sincerely appreciate it. But for now, we shall also thank the Honorable DC, Honorable Mahama Husseini, for responding swiftly to the call. We call on other persons to also come out, just like he has done, to respond to our call.
Okay, so yeah.
The SMC champ.
Hold on. We will come to him.
SMC chairman.
Just hold on. We will come to him briefly. Let's speak to the district chief executive for the area, Mahama Husseini, who is joining us live on this program. Good morning, Honorable. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited
today. You are looking fine.
Oh, I'm happy. Today I'm really happy. I'm excited
that's
today.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
so
okay. That's the resetting agenda.
First of all, I want to say congratulations. You've done well.
You.
At least you've gone according to your words. You indicated that you're going to do this in a week, but you've been able to do it in 4 days.
That's okay.
That is good. So what is the plan for the other classes as well?
Yeah, just as I mentioned the other day, I've just asked my education director to go around to identify this deficit. Then I take pragmatic action to get all those things resolved. But as you know, sometimes when passengers are on board, one may feel like going out to free himself or herself. Others feel it more. Once the first person requested that the car or the bus should make a stop for him or her to free, then others will join. So the request by Presby Primary Yape has even, stimulated and, generated that request. And I'm ready to face it. So before I even go around and look for the deficit of this people's expenditure ratio, I think I've gotten enough requests that I am also ready to make sure I deliver to my promise, as I mentioned the other day. So, we have grades. We have the KG. You can't just manufacture one standard for the whole school. So what has been said now is just meant for the upper primary. I have to also get another size, one that will fit the KG. So I think that my capital is on it to provide the standard furniture for the KG. But for now, the upper primary, I think the problem is solved.
Right. So once more, congratulations, sir. I mean, you've done well, and I told you that I'll hold you accountable if you do not, stick to your promise. But you have outdone yourself, so congratulations. But now, after this, are you looking at also solving the problem of the teachers' quarters?
Yes, of course. As I said, I will have to take a working visit to all the sections with the Director of Education. Then when we get this information on the ground, then we see how we can face them squarely. We have those problems, as I said the other day, for 8 good years in the previous administration, even a single block has not been laid to put any infrastructure in relation to education. So we are going to face actually a big challenge. But as I said, we have to take the bull by its horns and make sure we bring education to a desired standard that the resetting agenda calls for.
Right. But how is all this funded?
Yeah, of course, if you talk about Central Gunja, if we are able to mobilize very well the internally generated fund, I think Central Gunja is one of the districts in Savannah region that everybody is aware that funds can be generated. All what you need is to take it, do efficient and effective collection to prevent leakages. I think we can even do better whilst we are waiting for the central support in the form of common funds.
Right.
So, DC, now the other classes are demanding that you help them. Will you give us any timeline? Will you promise us? Because the first one, you give us a week, you did it in 4 days. Maybe this one, you give us 2 weeks and you deliver in 5 days.
It involves construction, and it also involves purchasing of items. You have to talk to the contractor, and of course, it's no one-man affair. I said I've been so fortunate that I have a very resilient MP, that is Honorable John Abdullah Jinapor, Energy and Green Transition Minister, who don't just waste time at all when it is about collaborating and to bring this improvement in terms of development. So I will then talk to him, we collaborate, and we see what we can do next. But for now, I want to assure you that it will be done. But then, as I said, timelines will be given, but I don't want to lie. But I know for sure it will be done in the shortest possible time.
Oh.
Other schools will be served even yesterday. All the upper primaries will be given furniture because the contractor has now put the pieces together, and that is just meant for the upper primary.
Beautiful.
I have more than 80 schools that need chairs. And of course, we also prepare enough. As and when a set is prepared, it will go to that particular school. Beautiful. When it is done, we are not going to keep it because of the rainy season. If we keep it, it will be destroyed by the rain as a result of construction and expansion of the wood. At the end of the day, it will wilt and get very bad furniture. So as and when a set is done, I let them move it to where it is needed. So within the shortest possible time, talk about serving all the schools, not even the Yapi Presby alone.
Right. Okay, so while we wait for the furniture to be ready, because I can see that you're really working overtime to get that ready, but while we wait for that, is there possibility to actually help the kids that will be on the floor, maybe with some mats, something to ease the
for Yapi Presby, I am telling you that within 12-4 days, that the KG will also be catered for.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That one I am giving you within 2-3 days.
Okay.
Because that one is already under construction.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the rest. We will then ask the carpenter to get the standard that we want for the upper primary. But as for the upper primary, I assure you that I think in 3-4 days, the carpenter will have enough for us to move it there to solve that emergency.
Right.
Yes.
So were you also on ground for the delivery of the furniture?
Yeah, I was around. You see, I've sent you pictures of the delivery.
Yes. How did you feel looking at the smiles on the faces of everyone in that school?
They were so happy. Even students followed up to come and pick their own chairs, and I said, no, they should be there. We'll see how it will be transported to them.
Right.
The director of education was very happy. I think other stakeholders.
Yeah.
And I will first actually give a very big thanks to my MP for that swift response of collaboration to get this problem fixed.
Right.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mahama Fusaini. We are grateful. We know that you do what you've said, and because he has a footprint that he can be able to do it. But if Gazari is still on, just wrap up for us. You said there was an individual who wanted to speak to us, the PTA chairman or something. I don't know if you're still on. You could have a conversation.
The PTA chairman also have something.
Yes, just briefly.
PTA.
Yes. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for responding to our request very early and promptly. We thank you very much for that. We are happy, very grateful, we are happy. Even though the things are not enough for us, we are happy that we have had to, and we are now hearing that it's a sign to us that there are more to come. As we responded our business. So we pray that we still come to our aid. You can see our residence classroom is still terribly completely out of use. We still appeal for the agency to come out with that so that they could treat it to for our children to take and learn something like it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Philip, that was the SMC and PTA chairman we've just heard from.
Good.
So they are still, from us, Oliver Tree, they are still appealing for more.
Okay. Malik, thank you so much, and we are grateful that you also took time out of your busy schedule to go to that school and report. We are grateful to the district chief executive. We are also grateful to the member of parliament, John Abdullahi Jinapo, who also took it upon himself to get the issue resolved. But like we keep saying that, though we've started this step one, a lot more needs to be done for the children. We do not want to see the children lying on the bare floor to study. This is so not right. But if you're able to start something, and I think today I'm excited that at least...
You're happy, yeah.
Oh, I am. If not, I would have been back in here. I am. So we will still keep our eyes on this story and be monitoring what will be happening for the pupils in the KG classes, so that at least they also get the furniture to continue with their study in the school.
Right.
You're still watching Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. We'll be back with more.
On Footprints, this Friday, Professor Kwesi Yanka continues his story about his academic journey, his writing ability as a public intellectual, and his stint with politics.
The pen at risk. Your memoirs.
Yes.
What's the central theme? What's the takeaway from this one?
Oh, you can still make it in life, even if you started from what many would consider as the wrong angle.
And my favorite, the missing pages of June 4th.
We wanted to do a special issue on June 4th. You won't believe it. We went through all the libraries in Ghana. We couldn't get a single newspaper on June 4th. In other words, graphic editions of Daily Graphic on June 4th.
They were missing.
They were missing. This book really shook him. Meeting Jerry Rawlings for the first time at Rich, face to face, and I had scheduled the appointment, seeking to give him a copy of this. This thing racked lots of injuries, past injuries.
Yeah.
That were reopened by just giving him this book. He opened it page by page and page by page. And instead of the 15 minutes that I was anticipating between us, the meeting lasted more than 1.5 hours.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
So that was an interesting one from Yape Presby School, and there is also another interesting one with the Henri Senior High School. We did a story here that indicated that school also lacked furniture. Yesterday, the Member of Parliament for that area, Boatin, went in there to do something for the school, and I think it's a brilliant idea that he was able to push that agenda to provide furniture for the students there, and it's helped. I really don't know what to say much about that.
Today is a very good day.
Yes, we've been able to get results.
Yes.
We've been able to get a lot of results with these things. So with what has been said concerning these things, if some form of assistance could be done for these students in most of these schools, the better. Like you keep saying on the show, we are here to promote whatever you do in your community, so far as it's benefiting the constituents, the residents, and also individuals within the community. We are here for you, and like we say, keep saying, do the best we can do for us. With the Orange Senior High School, if we can share the pictures or videos of what the MP went there to do, so that we can best understand, the viewers can best appreciate what really has been done for the students in that particular school.
The report, which was aired on May 10, 2025, highlighted issues including inadequate furniture, a shortage of classrooms, and the absence of essential learning facilities such as a science laboratory, ICT lab, and projectors. In response, the MP pledged to prioritize the school's needs and support efforts to improve the overall learning environment.
One thing I've been looking at is education and all education-related needs. So when I got the call that, it was a furniture crisis, I had to quickly act to, restore normalcy. And that was just about a month after I had already donated about 550 chairs. So what it shows is that as much as I'm trying hard to, get the furniture, it's always not enough, because the constituency is a very big one. It is also the case that I have been told other needs as well, relative to Onwe SHS, which I've taken notes. I'm told there's a science lab that has to be completed, and then also laboratory materials that will aid science education. I've also been told of projectors that will, help teaching and learning, among other things that I have been told.
Some students who spoke to Channel One News expressed relief over the donation, noting that it would reduce the discomfort of sitting on the floor or standing during lessons and exams. They appealed to the government to urgently address the remaining infrastructure deficits.
We are very happy for giving us this chairs. We are very, very happy, and thank him too, because this chairs will help us to improve in our education, also help us to achieve our goal, because you can't come to school without standing, having no chair here. It's not good. First of all, I'm a science student. We don't have science laboratory. We won't be able to do practicals. And also ICT lab, the facility is very poor. We don't have ICT, computers, laptop, mouse, and ICT lab too. They have not make it to the standard. So we are praying that the government should help us with facilities, laboratory apparatus, and also build science lab for us.
So as first, we had no interest in coming to class, because you coming to class without having a chair to sit was a problem for us. Most of us used to run to the house because we don't see it as a good place for us to be, because we are struggling too much. So during those times, most of us were going to the house. We wished to be in class every day, because now we are having the needed requirement for us to be able to sit for the teacher to come and teach. All I would say is that the government should come into our aid. We really need him, and to be able to develop the school. All those who are watching me should have some pity on us and come and do some developmental projects which may help in our learning and teaching process.
Monica Ade Apia, the assistant headmistress in charge of academics, also made a passionate appeal for more government support, emphasizing the importance of quality infrastructure in delivering effective education.
Well, as you know, this school is a new school, and our pioneers are now in level 300 and level 400. So we don't have all students to support the school. So we will always fall on the MP, Nana and his elders. We needed so many things, but we cannot ask Nana to provide everything for us. So now that, well, as I'm standing here, we need 3-in-1 machine, printer for my office. We need projectors for our classrooms. We need the science lab is not complete, but at the moment we need the projectors and the math set for the mathematical teachers.
All right.
So of course they need more.
Yeah, they need more.
Yeah, they need more.
But I'm glad that they are able to have gotten some things, and well done to the MP. Thank you very much for listening to us when we reported this, and I'm also happy for the students that at least now they have some furniture. But hearing from the principal, obviously, or the headmistress, they still need more. So if you are a benevolent donor out there or you want to help, please reach out to them and donate something to them, like something as small as a printer, 3-in-1 printer,
they need
a projector. Some companies have it in abundance, so you can just reach out to them and help them. And remember that the children are the future, and this is the way we can actually contribute in helping this future that we want to see. Now we are getting into another conversation. Philip, can you take us through that?
So for now, we are still in the education space. We're going to talk about unpacking Ghana's new SHS curriculum, a transformative approach to education. In studio, we have Professor Eric Anani, Director, Institute of Education, University of Cape Coast. Prof, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
This new curriculum, someone watching or hearing it for the very first time, explain to us what really is in this new curriculum, 2024-2025 curriculum.
Thank you very much. The new SHS curriculum really has a lot that I think all of us should be happy about, especially the incorporation of 21st century skills, which includes developing critical minds and critical thinking, creativity, students' financial literacy, as well as their ability to communicate effectively, and the use of numeracy literacy, and also the focus on incorporating Ghanaian shared values, integrity, patriotism, citizenship. We, as you may be aware, we are all complaining of indiscipline in our schools, and some of these shared values are sort of not consciously in our curriculum. So the new curriculum made it a point to make sure that these shared values are consciously infused into the content that is learned by students and is assessed as well. Then again, the new curriculum also sort of accept the fact that students will have to learn skills and competencies that will help them not only for further education, but also learning for life. Because all that we are trying to achieve is to make sure that we can function within the society at large, both local and international, and that we have structured the new curriculum such that students are able to be taught and learn some of these critical competencies and skills required for life. And then also for the world of work. So for the new curriculum, is the three main focal points are the fact that, yes, as we often do, students learn the academic skills to be able, those who want to go for further studies, they are able to do. Those who want to go to the world of work, they become functional in the workplace. And also those who want to be on their own, that's in terms of moving on to their own work and becoming entrepreneurs and other group, they are able to do that in that sense.
So at what point did you realize that it was important to change the curriculum and introduce a new one and also focus on STEM, a bit of STEM?
Thank you. Curriculum generally, for every 5 years, we are supposed to have a review and look at new things coming up and new issues that as a country, we want our citizens to be able to do. But if you look at the current one, it has stayed for almost more than 10 years, about 14 years, which means that what we are teaching in the school is outlived by what is happening in the world and globally, as well as the world of work. As we know now, work is more of a digital thing, technology-oriented. Now even AIs are coming up. So that is when consultations were made with the larger society, corporate world, as well as industries and parents and all organizations to find out what is needed that we need to give to our learners in secondary schools who are going to come to the exit points as I discussed, tertiary, world of work, and for their own life. So through those consultations, it became clear that our current system is training people to have only academic skills. That's just knowledge. And the best that you can go is understanding. So all of us were complaining of the fact that people chew pork.
Exactly. That has been my biggest problem.
Chew pork, pass, forget.
And forget.
Yeah.
Yes. What it means is that we are not having people who sort of reflect what they say they have on certificates. So technically, people will come out with good grades,
but they cannot
can't
implement it.
Very good. They cannot implement it. They cannot put it into action. But the whole process of education is to make sure that whatever is learned is used. So in that sense, it is critical that we sort of look at what is happening in the system. And we realize that, yes, apart from what has been organized in the curriculum, the way the curriculum is also delivered is also another issue.
Right.
Where the focus is more on the teacher. Because we often see teachers as the embodiment of knowledge. And therefore, students just sit down and it is poured on them. So we normally say teachers impart knowledge. Technically, I often will say teachers are not Holy Spirits to be imparting knowledge. Teachers are supposed to serve as facilitators. They mediate the learning that needs to occur between learners and that of what has been arranged in the curriculum as the behavior to be assessed.
Right.
So the new curriculum seeks to organize that also in a different way such that learners become active participants in the learning process.
And not just receivers.
And not just receivers, yes. They receive, and at the end of the day, they just reproduce the behavior of the teachers. And if there is anything in the world that you can't really copy, it's behavior.
True.
You can't take anybody's behavior and use it, no matter how well you try it. So that is one thing that we can get from this new curriculum.
But how are you going to ensure that everyone is actually implementing this curriculum correctly?
Thank you. If I understand the question, it's about what are all stakeholders doing?
Exactly.
So
that is implemented right.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. There are a number of processes. One of them is what we are doing now, making sure that we communicate effectively as to what is in the curriculum. So getting stakeholder consultations and information so as to understand what is there. So from the perspective of parents, they are part of the whole system, getting information from the school system, getting information from media as we are doing, to know that the curriculum as arranged identifies clearly what learners are supposed to learn. So let's say as a parent, when your child comes home with some work, you would understand that this is what is expected, and therefore in terms of resource and guidance, you are able to do that. And I was very happy when the schools were asking for digital materials and ICT resources to be able to help them. That is what is going on in the schools now, because they are required to make sure that they make provisions for some of the requirements of the curriculum to be achieved. So providing resources. So as government, as institutions, as individuals and parents, we need to support with resources to be able to support the achievement of the curriculum, as we all seem to believe, or we believe that this is the best that we can have for our system. For teachers, there are a number of activities. One of them is training and retraining them, because we have done something in the past that they are already practicing. So we need to reorient them, and as somebody would say, to sort of learn, relearn and unlearn some of the things. Some of the things that they are doing. So we are doing so through on-site training, as well as school-focused training, which is through what is known as professional learning communities. That is, let me say, the modern way of training and retraining teachers. Because sometimes putting them all at a center for a workshop for a day or two, by the time they get back to their schools, they might have forgotten. But in their schools, during the PLCs, that is where we practice the concept of our weaknesses become our strength. Because wherever you have a shortfall, another person may have understanding and support you. So professional learning materials and handbooks have been developed. So every week, teachers meet in their schools and then they discuss the issues in terms of how to go about the implementation. Then if you come to agencies, you see we have agencies like NACA, which is in charge of the curriculum. We have WAEC in charge of assessment, NASIA in charge of supervision, and NTC in charge of teacher professional practice. All these agencies are also retooled or strengthened to be able to function effectively. So for example, WAEC monitors the practice of continuous assessment daily. I believe that we'll talk more about that. Every semester, they go to the schools to follow up as to what is being done, and then to be able to put remediation activities in there.
So that means WAEC is also a stakeholder to this curriculum assessment?
Sure, a major stakeholder.
Right.
Because over the years, we have neglected the central point of assessment in curriculum implementation. It has always become afterthought. But in any school system, assessment drives the teaching and learning process. And therefore, if it is done well, you are able to get effectively what you have. All of us, this morning we did some assessment. You look at your face, whether the way you want to appear is what it is. So in the same way, if a learner is going through a process to learn something, we need to constantly monitor whether the learning is happening as we intended. So WAEC is a critical stakeholder in this one.
So does it change the way, like now that you've introduced a new curriculum, does it also change the way WAEC presents exams or questions? Since we don't want the whole chew and pour again, is it also going to affect the way questions are put out there for students?
Sure. Other than that, we wouldn't have changed anything. Yes, WAEC is going to change, and they are changing it in ways that will help all of us. So if you take the new curriculum, for example, as I said earlier, the standards are clearly set out. The behavior levels and the depth of knowledge, what we call DOKs, are set out clearly. So in this curriculum, you will see that we have DOK level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, where level 1 is about recall, reproduction of knowledge, which is needed. And we have level 2, which is mainly application of the knowledge. Level 3 is about strategic thinking and the use of complex synthesis of knowledge. And level 4 is about creativity. So if that is how the curriculum is set out, the assessment must mirror what is expected from the curriculum. So WAEC is changing entirely or overhauling its assessment structure and system.
So with this curriculum, it reflects in all the subjects in the schools?
Yes, it reflects in all the subjects and more. I think we were talking about STEM subject.
Okay.
So something like biomedical, manufacturing is now being studied. And then we are also looking at other subjects. Our subjects such as Spanish is also being developed and other languages. And WAEC is going to take care of all these things. So coming back to what WAEC is doing.
Briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, 60 seconds on that.
Yes. So WAEC has set out to train their examiners and their officers to be able to write items to reflect the various levels that you have. So sort of setting the items in context. So yes, WAEC is doing a lot to change the system so that we can achieve the objective.
Director for Institute of Education at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Eric Anani, who is sharing with us the curriculum. There's a message coming in. The ongoing discussions about curriculum reforms in our busy schools and senior high schools are commendable, but it's disheartening that tangible impacts are yet to be felt. Many senior high school courses seem outdated, and for that, the curriculum is being changed, and even university graduates often lack clear career path or marketable skills. It is imperative that our education system prioritizes practical skills acquisition to equip students for the market or the job market. Let's focus on creating more relevant skill-based curriculum that prepares students for the workforce. This part, I would have wanted to confirm from you that this part is the reason why I have a challenge with the current government's decision not to continue the STEM education approach from the previous administration. This is from a development activist coming from LPM. But next time when we have a conversation with you, we will delve deeper into these issues. That is great that you've changed or you're working on the curriculum. But all too soon, we will have to wrap up here.
Yeah, we actually have a birthday message before we go. A happy, glorious birthday to Esi Quentisewa Aqua from Plus FM. Each day with you is a gift, and I cherish every moment of it. Keep up the good work. You're an amazing inspiration to others. I'm proud of you. From Prince Richie and Akwesi Hollywood.
Well, so this how we end today's show. Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. My name is Philip Nilate.
And my name is Chris Carter. Thank you for staying with us, and see you next week. But remember, you can tune in to Breakfast Daily Weekend tomorrow. All right, take care.